Bryan Fortay on the sidelines, the junior quarterback from East Brunswick, New Jersey. And he'll be counted upon today to deal with the blitz of Virginia Tech. Head coach Doug Graber, in his third season here in Rutgers, 13-16 at Rutgers, 19-21 overall, and 7-0 here at what they call our house, RU Stadium. Ryan Reeves kicks it off, and we're underway. Bruce Presley at the 2-yard line. Presley out to the 20 with a head of steam and brought down at the 25-yard line. Bryan Fortay, the junior quarterback, is seeing action along with Ray Lucas. The offensive line for Rutgers, Travis Broadbent anchors it from the center position. A scholar athlete senior. Bailey and Mitter at the running backs. And those receivers will come into play today. Marco Battaglia, the redshirt freshman, along with Garantano and Brantley. So Rutgers will open up with a one-back formation, triple receivers to the left. And Forte will roll that way, and there's the blitz. Fumble recovered by Virginia Tech. Billy swarmed all over the ball, and on the first play of the game, P.J. Preston with the hit, Swarm with the recovery, and the Rutgers defense is in a hole.
Unbelievable. He talked about the blitzes early in the game, and it's the backside rush. Watch the top of the screen to the open end side. As he sets up, he's waiting for his receivers to develop, and watch 55. P.J. Preston get him just before he can deliver the football. Big hit, big test right now for Rutgers.
And there's Billy Swarm falling on the ball, the sophomore from Falls Church, Virginia. The Hokies take over from the Rutgers 16. Here's Vaughn Hebron. Hebron getting a start this week. Tackled by Doug Atkins in the safety position. Hebron, a senior from Baltimore, and there's a look at the quarterback. Maurice DeShazo, the sophomore from Stewart, Virginia, had missed a couple of games and came off the bench against Miami. And much will be depend upon DeShazo's poise against the Rutgers defense, which comes up with 2nd and 11 now off the loss of 1. Poindexter and Hebron are the running backs as DeShazo rolls right. DeShazo complete at the 10-yard line. That's Bo Campbell, number 11, a senior from Virginia Beach. Let's take a look at the Hokie offense. Jim Pine is an All-America candidate at center. Very interesting matchup today. Pine versus the nose tackle for Rutgers, Abraham Washington. Poindexter and Tony Kennedy, the running backs, and Hebron will also see action there at the tailback spot. Antonio Freeman is their leading receiver, a big play sophomore from Baltimore, Maryland. Here we go, Bob. 3rd and 4 from the Rutgers 10. John Rivers, the tight end, number 21, goes in motion. Here's the handoff to Hebron. Hebron down to the 5 and hit there. First down and goal to go for Virginia Tech. The stop by Malik Jackson.
Very good hit by the defense, but Hebron, who's very quick, coming back after 2 weeks coming off of injury. He has not played for 2 weeks. We saw Vaughn Hebron bring it in close and get the first down. Here we look in defensively. Beckett, of course, Washington starting at the nose guard position for the injured Spitzer and Sean Williams, Jameel Jackson, Todd Lane back after injury, and of course the secondary led by Jay Bellamy and Doug Atkins at strong safety.
DeShazo now realigning his offense, and there's a flag on the play. He was having trouble getting number 21 John Rivers and the tight end John Burke to the left-hand side as we listen to referee Al Hines. That's a legal procedure.
Break for Rutgers right there. Get the ball pushed back. Very tough situation for the Rutgers defense to be put in so early in this football game.
Illegal procedure offense. Al Hines, a veteran official. So that will move them back outside the 10-yard line. 1st and goal from the 10. Rivers in motion as they operate from the I formation. They'll pitch to Hebron, the tailback. Hebron cuts it into the 5, down to the 2-yard line. Jay Bellamy got Hebron by the ankles. Sean Williams also on the play, and that was a saving tackle for the Scarlet Knights.
It shows the ability of Vaughn Hebron as you look at Frank Beamer, the coach. Watch the ball. They get the ball deep to Hebron here on the toss. He's looking to cut it back behind number 66, handling the right guard who blocks for him. And there's the quickness as he levels down right here, avoids the tackle by Atkins, and gets the ball inside the 1-yard line.
2nd and goal to go from the 1. Poindexter, the fullback, in for the touchdown.
It was a terrific start for Virginia Tech to get a break like that, to create a fumble and get an early score, because they're a tough defensive team. They put a lot of pressure now on the Rutgers offense. But that was a good drive, and they utilized their 2 backs. Hebron, a tailback, and Poindexter, the senior, at 5'9", 214, getting in for the score.
Mark Poindexter, as the Hokies gobble up 6 and try to tack on 1. Ryan Williams, a straight-on kicker, splits the uprights. And so, with 12-12 left in the first quarter, Rutgers is in the hole, down 7-0.
Here's the replay as you watch number 17, Poindexter, the fullback, following the tailback into the end zone and getting the score on the last surge for the touchdown.
Bryan Fortay, who fumbled on the first snap of the day, will get another chance when we come right back. Finds himself down 7-0. And now, that will set the tone for the Hokie defense, Bob.
It'll set the tone because the Hokie defense, which we said coming in here, is very aggressive. Can put a lot of pressure on you, and already has done that on the first play against Rutgers. Now they're up. They're ahead 7-0 early in this ball game. It's going to be very tough to handle. These guys are going to be a real test for Rutgers, and I'm sure that's what Doug Graber's telling his team. Okay, what are we made out of? We've got to come back. Early in this game, we've got to come back.
Brian Reeves to kick off. And Bill Bailey chased back into the end zone, bobbles the ball, and now downs it. So touchback. The Scarlet Knights will take over from their own 20. Here's the scoring summary for Virginia Tech. 5 plays covering just 16 yards. And Mark Poindexter capped it with a 1-yard touchdown run. Bryan Fortay, who came into the game with 11 touchdowns and 7 interceptions to his credit, coming off a 3-touchdown day against Army. And he'll have to crank it up today. Brantley and Avina are split to the right. Garantano to the left. As Mitter is the lonely running back. They'll hand off to Craig Mitter, and Mitter with a hole across the 30, up to the 35, lowers the shoulder and gets out to the 39-yard line. A 19-yard gain by Craig Mitter before strong safety Kirk Alexander brought him down.
Good job that time. They come up on the ball. Forte looks over, gives the ball deep to Mitter. He runs up behind the left side of his line. Ken Damon, the left tackle, Schifoni, the left guard, and they get him into the secondary. That time, Virginia Tech playing a normal 4-man front, no blitz.
Craig Mitter picking up after a big day against Army 2 weeks ago. A career rushing day for Mitter, 159 yards. Here's Mitter again. Tries the left side. Out to the 45-yard line. Tackled by Melendez-Bird, a senior inside linebacker. Let's take a look at that Hokie defense, Bob.
And they get a late flag here that's going to go against Virginia Tech. As you look at the defense, Swarm and Davis, but Jerome Preston at tackle, and Basham, who recovered that first fumble, very active inside. The linebackers, Melendez-Bird and P.J. Preston, they're the key guys. Put a lot of pressure on you offensively. And in the secondary, Kirk Alexander at safety, and Tyrone Drake, an outstanding cornerback.
Well, Rutgers, by virtue of the penalty, gets down to the Virginia Tech 40-yard line. And now Bryan Fortay. 1st and 10. Mitter into the ball game with Bailey. And they run a little trap to the left side. Mitter picks up 3 on 1st down. Craig Mitter. There's the numbers this season. 501 yards, averaging 5 yards a carry, and he's got 5 touchdowns.
Stan Parrish, the offensive coordinator, said the difference between Mitter this year and last year is he knows the offense better. He knows he's going to play 40 plays. He knows what he's doing, and that's confidence, and that's why he's running effectively here early in this ball game.
Avina split to the left. Garantano and Brantley to the right as Fortay changes the call, makes an audible, back in the shotgun formation. And on the left flank, Lance Avina was calling for timeout. As you could see, the 25-second clock ticking down. Rutgers got the timeout, and they're fortunate they did, Bob. They're about to be backed up 5 yards.
Very smart call on the part of Avina calling it. The quarterback did not pick it up. They've got to be prepared to pressure, and they've got to be able to read that pressure and read the coverages, and that's the test, as we said right from the beginning, for Bryan Fortay and eventually for Ray Lucas, who we expect to see in this ball game today.
Of course, Bryan Fortay, there he is on the headsets with offensive coordinator Stan Parrish up here in the press box. And there'll be some pressure on the Rutgers coaches because, you know, they've only got 25 seconds on the play clock. They've got to make their call. Then Fortay has to make his reads at the offensive line and then call the play quickly if he's going to go to an audible, Bob.
Exactly, and that's what he's got to do, and that's what Stan Parrish has worked all week. As you look at him, there's Stan Parrish right in the middle with the headset on. He's the guy that's directing the traffic up here today. He talked about the fact they're going to run a lot of one-back offense. They're going to throw first and run second if they can do it, and they've got to be able to read the coverages.
Rutgers staying with 3 receivers. Avina to the left. Brantley and Garantano to the top of your screen. Fortay quickly on the left flat to Lance Avina, and Avina down to the 31-yard line, but he didn't get to the flag. He's about a yard short. Stacy Henley made the stop, number 31 for Virginia Tech.
They feel they can throw the ball in the flat against most coverages, and they feel they can milk that a little bit to get good yardage and perhaps possession yardage to get first downs. That time Avina came down, turned back for the football. They come up with a 3rd and short, but remember, they're in the 4-down zone here.
And Ray Lucas has come in at quarterback. The redshirt freshman from Harrison on a 3rd and short yardage situation. Battaglia in motion. Here's Lucas pitching to Mitter, and Mitter nearly run down in the backfield, but gets out very close to the first down. Mitter broke the tackle of P.J. Preston and does get the Rutgers first down.
They're going to measure this, but it looks to me like he got it. No, they got it. They gave it to him. What a great, excuse me, Pat, but what a great effort on the corner that time. As Rutgers tries to run the option, they bring Lucas in for that purpose. They want to run the option in short yardage with Lucas, and they said they'd try it, and they did it on the first series. But great play on the corner that time, almost stopped it for him, as you see Fortay coming back into the ball game.
Stan Parrish said he was going to look to Ray Lucas in short yardage situations, and Lucas running the option there. Now Mario Henry is split to the left with Brantley. They'll hand off to Craig Mitter. Mitter across the 25 down to the 23-yard line. Rusty Pendleton, number 40, makes the stop on Mitter.
What a great job inside. The right side that time, Broadbent, and we know what he's done for him this year, playing injured with a knee. Maurice Owens, Kavulich, they're doing a good job up front to give the hole. That time Mitter just broke through the tackles of the linebacker to get that extra yardage, and you look up and he's got 2nd down and about 3.
There's Travis Broadbent, number 54, the senior from Tyrone, Pennsylvania, playing without an anterior cruciate ligament, badly damaged. He's done very well for the Scarlet Knights, anchoring that young offensive line. Here's Fortay on a timing pattern to Brantley. Touchdown, Rutgers! Fortay, a 22-yard strike to Chris Brantley.
Great call. What a great call from upstairs. 2nd down and 2, deep in Virginia Tech territory. They come out in the shotgun. They go deep in the corner. They read the coverage perfectly. And Fortay delivers the ball to Brantley for a score.
And now John Benestad on to attempt the point after. Out of the hold of Garantano. It's up, and it's good. And so with 8:39 to play here in the first quarter, let's take another look as Fortay goes to Mr. Brantley.
Shotgun formation. Brantley's over on the right side. He comes down here in the end zone. He catches him. It looks like it's a 2 deep coverage. There's a safety trying to get over. He can't get there to make it because they split the field and spread it for the score. Another look at it from here. Fortay, 2nd and 2. The ball's inside the 30-yard line. He sets up good protection, delivers the ball perfectly, and watch Brantley in the corner of the end zone. The safety man frantically trying to get over. Not in time. Big score for Rutgers to get back in this ball game early.
Bryan Fortay calling upstairs. He's thrown a touchdown strike, and we're even at 7. Fresh from a touchdown pass, Bryan Fortay to Chris Brantley. Brantley's 3rd touchdown reception of the day. Mark Deal going over some blocking assignments. And John Benestad about to kick off from the 35. Fielded on the 6-yard line. And upended is Poindexter at the 17, and the Rutgers special teams rise up. Julius Blackwell makes the play on the kickoff team for the Scarlet Knights. An impressive drive, 80 yards in 7 plays. And Fortay to Brantley. And we've got a new ball game with 8:34 left in the first quarter. So Tech will begin on their own 18. Double receivers to the right out of the I formation. And DeShazo throws out in the flat. Incomplete, intended for Antonio Freeman, who lost his footing. Bob, you know, Rutgers doesn't have a tarp here, and the field is a little damp from the overnight rain.
It's damp. It's going to be tough on the corners, especially on the sides, to keep your footing. That time they came up on 1st down. DeShazo tried to deliver the ball in the flat. He is not an outstanding passer, and that's the one thing you got to contend with. Rutgers knows that. To hit that pass, you got to have a gun. He never delivered. He came up short.
And Tim Geckler, number 3, is in on a passing situation here. They'll hand it off, though, and pick up very little. Poindexter tries the nose of that Rutgers defense. There's Geckler now coming out.
Geckler comes in to become that extra defensive back in the obvious passing situations. Right now they've substituted him again. That time they came out in a spread formation, as you look at Tim Geckler from Ridgewood, and they tried to run the option, the first stage of it. They'll come back to that and look for DeShazo to keep the football on the corner.
Sanders and Campbell are split to the right. Now Campbell will come in motion, number 11, on 3rd and 9. DeShazo steps up. Malik Jackson, Gamble for the interception, and it's not going to go. Antonio Freeman in for the Virginia Tech touchdown, 81 yards, and a flag down at the 15-yard line. Antonio Freeman, it may be his 6th touchdown reception of the year, will await the call from Al Hines.
You can't afford to gamble, especially when you got him deep in your territory, and you saw number 43, Jackson, come over. Here it is. Big break for Rutgers. Big break.
The clip will back it up to the 29-yard line, wiping out the touchdown by Antonio Freeman, who hooked up from quarterback Maurice DeShazo.
That time they put pressure on DeShazo. He got away from the pressure, stepped up. Watch here now. As he drops back, normal drop back action, looks to his right, now looks left, looking for Freeman now, gets away from the rush. As he steps up, he delivers the football. Now watch the play here. Watch the safety come up. He misjudges the football. Freeman catches it, runs it in. But now they're backed up with a penalty on the ball on the 29-yard line of Rutgers.
Still a 66-yard gain to DeShazo to Antonio Freeman. Now they'll go with a pro set. DeShazo quickly in the flat. Complete to Antonio Freeman, and Marshall Roberts with a good lick. But Freeman makes the catch.
These guys taunt you as you go along. Freeman and Campbell, I like to let you know how they're doing. That time he turned back to Roberts, but this is a dangerous pass. He delivers the ball with some authority here, and Freeman comes back to get it. If you throw that enough, and a shrewd and experienced player like Marshall Roberts is going to step in front, maybe make a play on that football.
A senior from Willow Grove, Pennsylvania. 2nd and 3. Here's Vaughn Hebron. Gets away from Beckett. Jameel Jackson in pursuit along with Jay Bellamy. And the junior from Matawan just rides Hebron out of bounds.
Rutgers got to be very careful. Virginia Tech does a lot of talking and taunting. They can't get into that with them because you're going to get penalties from that. They've got to play tough and be alert and stay away from that stuff. Good play by Bellamy on the corner. Even though he got a first down, kept it to a short gain. But you can see the fact that Virginia Tech plays a tough schedule. They're used to playing in this situation. And they're coming in here today, and they're ready to play. There was a question whether they were ready to play last week against Miami.
Their schedule, in fact, Bob, the 11th toughest in the country, according to the NCAA statistics. There's DeShazo checking off Poindexter and Hebron, the running backs. They'll hand off. Poindexter pulling ahead. Brought down by Malik Jackson. Mark Poindexter comes in, 38 carries, 179 yards, and averaging 4.7 yards a carry along with a touchdown. Good numbers for the fullback spot.
They run that little power play with him. They run him up behind the tackle and guard and lead with the halfback. That time Hebron. They run a power off tackle with the fullback, and Poindexter's very effective, tough to bring down at 5'9", 214.
Now DeShazo rolling right off play action. DeShazo nearly brought down by Andrew Beckett. Now he's running for his life, and he's got time. Throwing back across the field, incomplete. He had Freeman and Poindexter in the vicinity, and he managed to get it in between.
That tires your defense. You look at these guys, they're chasing him around, and he's an athlete. He can run around. He's not the great passer, but he's effective when he scrambles, and that was one time when he tucked it under. That time he elected to come back across the field. It wasn't there.
Now Jay Bellamy is back into the lineup for Rutgers. He came out of the last play with an equipment problem, a helmet problem. Here we go, though. 3rd and 7, the ball on the 14. DeShazo will work from underneath center now. Campbell to the right. Freeman to the top of the screen. DeShazo avoids the blitz. DeShazo delivers at the 10 to Campbell. He gets down to the 5, tripped up, and stumbles ahead to the 2-yard line. Bellamy and Geckler making the play, but DeShazo got it to Campbell, and he made something happen after he caught it.
You can't afford to prejudge and predetermine what you want to do. Watch what he does to Keith Bryant here. Here's a little play action. He comes out. Watch 91 come up on the corner. And he delivers the ball finally in there to number 11, Campbell, who gets it inside the 5-yard line. You got to hold your ground with this guy because he's quick enough to get outside the pursuit.
1st and goal to go from the Rutgers 4. DeShazo, a good athlete, an average passer as Poindexter goes in motion. They pitch to Hebron. Hebron gets a block at the point of attack and gets down to the 1-yard line. Louis Beto made the stop, the senior from Union City, but Hebron running behind a good block from Joe Swarm, number 34.
A lot of pressure on the Rutgers defense early in this game. Big play got them deep in their territory. Now they're looking at 2nd and goal, and Virginia Tech with their offense is getting a great start as you look at their mascot.
They were the Fighting Gobblers, Bob. They've gone to the Hokies.
Like. That's what it looks like, huh?
2nd and goal from the 1. Hebron off the pitch. Von Hebron stood up, but gets in for the touchdown.
Hebron takes it in for the 4.
Hebron, 5'9", 192 pounds, out of Baltimore, Maryland. 2,144 career yards coming in this ball game. Just a toss back to the tailback, running behind the fullback, lead blocker on the point, and he's just looking for the end zone. Watch the hit in here, right there by Bellamy, but Hebron turns it around and gets in for the score. Again, Virginia Tech on top.
Ryan Williams splits the uprights. And it's been a scoring battle here at Rutgers Stadium. And the Hokies behind Hebron have gobbled up a 14-7 lead. Virginia Tech leading by a touchdown with 5:08 left in the 1st quarter. And at the conclusion of the quarter, stay tuned for our NJN Extra Point as we provide extra analysis and insight into the action here in the 1st quarter. So far, Virginia Tech coming off that loss to Miami last week, 43-23, where they trailed 31-3 at the half, taking advantage early, putting Rutgers in a hole.
Rutgers is going to have to adjust defensively, adjust particularly to DeShazo's scrambling. They can't afford to let him outside where he can scramble and put pressure on your secondary with either the run or the pass.
Brian Reeves does a good job and drives Bill Bailey back into the end zone. So the Scarlet Knights will get another crack at it from their own 20. Here's the Hokie scoring drive. Nothing Hokie about it. 82 yards on 10 plays, taking just over 3.5 minutes. Von Hebron capped it with a 1-yard touchdown run. Now Bryan Fortay will bring the offense onto the field. Mario Henry and Brantley to the left. They'll hand off to Mitter. And Mitter running hard. Second and third effort gets out to the 26-yard line. Rusty Pendleton and P.J. Preston make the play for the Virginia Tech defense.
If they can get up inside, those blocks and run against that 4-man front for 5-6 yards as they're doing now, that's going to enhance their passing game. And right now they're doing it very effectively. They've got to be patient. Even though they're down by a touchdown, there's plenty of time left. They've got to develop this offense. They've already got a score, but the ability to run inside is very important for Rutgers today, and they're doing it well.
Garantano and Brantley split to the right. Mario Henry in the 8. There's the bad snap from center. It looked like Forte wasn't ready for it. And let's see who's got the ball.
He wasn't ready for it. He wasn't even looking at him. He was just backing up. I can't believe that would happen.
The Scarlet Knights maintain possession. Craig Mitter came up with the loose ball. Let's take another look.
This is incredible. Watch this. He's just starting to back up as Broadbent snaps the ball to him. I mean, I don't understand that. He wasn't ready. They were very lucky to get the ball back.
Rutgers, who turned the ball over on a turnover on their first offensive series, as Forte fumbled. And now Travis Broadbent, the senior from Tyrone, Pennsylvania, will work with Forte Anderson. Excuse me, from the shotgun. They have been moving from the right guard as Forte rolls right. Forte close to the line of scrimmage, incomplete. And that was a dangerous pass, throwing into coverage. Forte's incomplete. Let's go down to Mike Mayock while we have a chance. Mike?
You guys called it correctly. Jay Bellamy made a big hit on the goal line. He brought all of his 183 pounds into contact there, but his right shoulder went one way, his head went the other. He's got what's known as a burner. They're not sure whether or not he's going to play, but on this next series, you're going to see Timmy Geckler.
Okay, Mike, thanks for that injury update as we look at David Liffitz, the sophomore from Spring Valley, Pennsylvania, or New Jersey rather, back to punt at his own 10-yard line. And it's a short punt. Bobbled. Loose ball. Flags on the play. And Bill Bailey comes away with the ball, but we'll wait to see as Campbell nestled in around the 47, and Frank Beamer now with a few anxious moments. Al Hines unraveling things at midfield. Rutgers ball. Here's the call.
Kick catch interference on the defense. First down.
Well, interesting. They had signaled Rutgers ball, and now it'll come back kicker interference against the Scarlet Knights. So
let's see
what
we got here. Here's the kick coming down. I guess they call it on number 44, Presley. Not giving him a chance to handle the ball. Here's a screen coming right now.
DeShazo chased by Abraham Washington. And Washington with the hurry. It's incomplete. And a flag flies after the play. That'll pump him up here on Homecoming Saturday.
Oh, no, the official is wrong here. This is a bad call. And Beamer's got every right to say that. He had number 4 he was throwing the ball to.
And he's waving off the flag.
Absolutely.
By rule, since there was an eligible player in the area, no grounding, incomplete pass, second down.
Good call, though.
It was a didn't call it, he corrected himself because 4 was there. Hebron was the guy who was going to screen to. We mentioned they love to throw the screens. And that time they came out in first down after a good defensive series and right away tried to come up with a big play. They looked for the big play. The big play comes from formations, halfback throwing the ball, screens, a variety of things.
Brian Still split to the left, along with Ray Crittenden. Hebron and Poindexter, the running backs. DeShazo pitching to Hebron on the option. First down, Virginia Tech. Bob Sneathen, the outside linebacker, made the tackle, but not before Hebron picked up a 16-yard gain.
We talked they'd run the option. That time they ran it back to the split end side, ran off the coverage, and got the ball on the corner to number 4, Hebron, for a big gain. Rutgers defensively, and their team is in real trouble right now, Pat. They can't afford to give up more points. It's too early to go behind by a couple of scores. They've got to dig in here and try and come up with a big play defensively.
Double receivers to the right from I formation. Here's Tony Kennedy, and Kennedy on first down picks up 9 and gets into that Rutgers secondary. Jackson and Doug Atkins combined for the tackle, but touchdown Tony Kennedy. 2 touchdowns this year. He's in the top 10 scoring for Virginia Tech. And Virginia Tech has a talented tailback tandem with Hebron and Kennedy alternating. 2nd and 1, I formation. Here they'll pitch to Kennedy, and Kennedy runs out of room on the right side. He may have lost a yard. Doug Atkins and Abraham Washington on the tackle. Atkins, the senior from Hackensack, New Jersey.
Big play by the defense that time. They've got to dig in here. What they're doing is they're alternating their tailbacks. They've got Hebron, who's looked very good. Kennedy, who's looked very good, as we look at Geckler. They can't afford that injury with the situation with Bellamy.
So Kelly Woodward will come in. Now Tim Geckler. 3rd down. 3 to go for the first. Poindexter didn't get there, but it's 4-down territory. We'll see what Frank Beamer does. And there's Doug Graber trying to inspire that defense that's been off balance.
No question what he's going to do here. He's up 14-7. He's sitting on a 4th down with less than a yard to go. And he's going for it. Rutgers got to be very careful in this situation. They may very well run the option on him.
And they'll go with a full house backfield. Bob Swarm, Poindexter, and Hebron. And it's Hebron. He gets outside. First down. Kelly Woodward up to make the stop. But the Hokies keep the drive alive.
You got to be impressed with the speed of Hebron. He gets off that mark quickly. He gets on the corner quickly. He's got those dancing feet, and he puts defensive backs in a very difficult position. Here it is now. They just come in a power eye set. They run off the left side. They close the off tackle hole, and he just bounces it to the outside and forces the cornerback to come up to make the tackle, but not before he's got a first down.
Here's Tony Kennedy. Run out of bounds at the 15-yard line by Doug Atkins. Yeah, Bob, as we look at Rutgers defensive coordinator Rich Rachel, they were really off balance this week, not knowing what Virginia Tech would feature, whether they'd feature the I formation, how much option they'd run, how much they'd throw the ball. He said it was tough to get a feel for their base scheme.
That's because they tried a lot of things, and with DeShazo at quarterback, you've got other things that happen that you don't even prepare for. What he was trying to say was defensively, we want to sit in our defense, recognize the formations, and react to the football. So far, they've been on defense a lot here in the first quarter.
Campbell and Freeman to the right. DeShazo hands off to Poindexter to the 5, down to the 3-yard line. The fullback, Mark Poindexter, tackled by Malik Jackson, but not before. It's another 1st and goal situation for Virginia Tech.
Watch this. This is just a fullback, a little trap off the right side, just power off the right side. The fullback, Poindexter, just runs it back against the soft area, away from the flow, and he gets in between his left guard, left tackle Malone, and Pine, the center, and makes the big play, gets it inside the 5, and then knock him down the door again.
Poindexter in motion. Here's Kennedy, smells the end zone, and gets in for the score.
Well, in the last two series, Pat, it's quite evident the Rutgers defense has really not come up to the effort. They've been put in a tough position. But I want to tell you, Virginia Tech is just moving them off the line of scrimmage, making yardage, and these big backs, and they're varying them. This is Kennedy, number 33. Look at the hole. Look at the red shirts on the ground, and he just cruises in and gets in for another score, and Rutgers is now in a real hole.
The extra point from Ryan Williams is good. And so now, Tony Kennedy with the touchdown, and Virginia Tech up by 2 TDs.
Good blocking up front, as you can see it. And that red jersey's just not covering the hole off the left side of Malone at left tackle, left guard, Smith the left tackle, and Pine the center. Kennedy gets in for the score, and Rutgers is looking at a 2-touchdown deficit with just 51 seconds left in the first quarter.
Frank Beamer knew that Rutgers had lost their nose tackle this week. Mike Spitzer, in a freak accident in practice, had his knee clipped and suffered medial collateral ligament damage. So now they've got Abraham Washington at the nose. Corey Kozak coming back from an injury himself, backing him up.
Well, they're missing Spitzer right now. There's no question about it as you look at Louis Beto, who's coming back off of injury, the senior out of Union City. And he looks like he's a little bit hobbled, too. It's his left leg.
And the linebacker position, the inside linebacker position, has been decimated by injuries for Rutgers. Jameel Jackson helping Todd Lane, fighting through some injuries, and Beto nicked up right now.
Defensively, they've been put in a hole. They haven't held up. Now it's up to the offense to pick up the pieces as you look at the defense here. So Rutgers offense has got to come alive to get him back in this ball game.
Brian Reeves getting set to kick off. Bailey and Presley waiting at their 5. Another good kick, and Bailey will have to settle for the touchback. With 51 seconds remaining in the first quarter, it's been a track meet. And the Hokies leading Rutgers 21-7. The other thing they've done, Bob, is taken the homecoming crowd out of it right now.
You bet. You can't even hear them right now. But they got a break. They got a fumble on the first offensive play from Rutgers deep in their territory. Gave them a score, turned it into a score, and that got them going. And they've picked it up from there. And offensively and defensively, they've controlled this football game.
Forte out of the shotgun. Greg Mitter at running back. With 3 receivers. Here's the pressure, and Forte throws it up. Intercepted. The touchdown. Ken Brown.
Forte pass intercepted by Ken Brown.
There is a stunned silence at Rutgers Stadium as Bryan Forte with the second turnover of the day, and the Hokies cash it in for 6. Ken Brown, a sophomore from Richmond, Virginia, made the interception and went in for the score. Ryan Williams straight ahead for the extra point. And there's still 44 seconds left. Rutgers down 28-7.
Here it is. He comes out of the shotgun, 1st and 10. He looks right now. He's going to set up the screen to the left, and he just lobs the ball out here. You see Mitter, but look at Brown. Brown plays defensive end, but he's an outside linebacker too, and he drops off and looks like a strong safety. That time he read it perfectly, and the sophomore just ran it back in. Watch this again. Now he just floats the ball up here to get it over him. A little too high and a little too late, but Brown, to his credit, diagnoses it right there. Number 43 makes a perfect play on it and runs into the end zone. And 28-7 with 3 quarters to play. This could be an interesting afternoon.
And the Hokies are turning the tables on Rutgers, just as Miami jumped on them last week, jumping out to a 31-3 lead. Virginia Tech doing it here to Rutgers.
Plenty of time left for Bryan Fortay and the Rutgers offense. They regroup and try and get back in this game. Plenty of time. They've got to get themselves going right now. As you look at Frank Beamer, and I'm sure he is unbelievably surprised by this score. Beamer a graduate of Virginia Tech in 1969. This is his 6th season there. You know, it's been a long time since Rutgers played Virginia Tech. We talked about that early on. 1920 was the first game. Rutgers won it 1906. They really haven't played since 1953 when Rutgers won 20-13.
You make no doubt about it. Doug Graver knew that the Hokies were a very good football team, much better than their 2-4-1 record. Here's Presley from his own 2-yard line. Bruce Presley, as Rutgers needs a spark, and Presley provides it, getting out to the 33-yard line. The tackle made by Tyrone Drakeford. But now Rutgers, with 38 seconds left in the first quarter, will try to get it going. Drakeford will stay out. A corner, a junior from Camden, South Carolina. Yeah, Bob, you talk about this wide tackle 6 defense of Virginia Tech. Their outside linebackers, Brown and P.J. Preston, they're almost like strong safeties. They get up there on the line, they cover. We'll see how they do here. Forte this time under center. Mitter at running back. Here's Mitter. Craig Mitter out to the 45-yard line. Breaks a tackle. Mitter can go all the way for the touchdown. Drakeford in pursuit of Craig Mitter. 66 yards for the score.
Craig Mitter today. They got to get back in that single back offense and give him the football, keep him honest in the middle, and then get back into the passing game. Craig Mitter just made an incredible run, and it was an individual effort. Once he cleared the line of scrimmage, he spun, broke tackles, and that kind of a score is what you need. That kind of a play is what you need to get everybody up and ready to play again.
What a first quarter of action. John Benestad. It's up, no good. Benestad misses wide to the left, and we'll take another look as Mitter now has 7 carries for 109 yards.
Look at the run, just runs up behind Broadbent and cuts it back to the weak side where the pressure's not, breaks that tackle, spins out of this one. What an effort as 26 comes up to make the hit. That's from the secondary Yarborough, and now it's a foot race, and he's running against one of their better defensive backs, number 22 Drakeford, and he's going to outrun him here. Look at this move right here as he cuts back away from him and doesn't give him a chance to make the tackle. One great effort by Mitter and gets this club back at least close enough to make it reasonable as far as this ball game goes. Here is Mitter cutting back here, breaking the tackle of number 20. The defensive cornerback now coming away from that through Yarborough, number 26, and then all the way down the field as he gets into a end zone race with number 22 Tyrone Drakeford, and he just outruns Drakeford for the score. They missed the extra point because the snap was low and they could not put the ball down quick enough for the kicker, unfortunately.
And you know, Bob, within the last 25 seconds, we've seen 20 points put on the board. Benestad, short kickoff. That's going to go out of bounds. Oh, we have a chance. Let's go down on the sidelines to Mike Mayock. Mike,
as this game turns into a track meet, unfortunately for Rutgers, they're going to be without 2 of their better defensive backs. Jay Bellamy is down for the game, it looks like. They've taken the pads off, the ice is on, he's wrapped up, and also Timmy Geckler, he's still limping, and it doesn't look like he'll be back, fellas.
You can see the look of disgust from Jay Bellamy on your right.
That's tough. Now they've got to go with Kelly Woodward, the junior college transfer, at one cornerback position, and Marshall Roberts at the other.
And it could take them out of their nickel package where they go to extra defensive backs. Here's Sean Williams. Tackle for a loss in the backfield. He got Tony Kennedy before he got started, and the senior from Burlington comes up big. His 28th start in 30 career games here at Rutgers.
Those are the kind of plays you're going to have to get out of your defense, and the Sean Williamses are the guys that are going to have to make it, and they can do it.
And as you see the clock winding down on the first quarter. It's been a high-scoring 15 minutes of football. And Virginia Tech leads Rutgers 28-13. We'll be back with an NJN extra point in just a moment. Opening play of the second quarter. DeShazo has it stuffed back in his face. The rejection from Sean Williams, all 6 feet 2 inches. He got up there and volleyed it right back at DeShazo.
He was ready to deliver that ball in the flat right away to the slot back who was sitting out there. That was as DeShazo comes out of his play fake here. You're going to see it, and look at this great effort. 2 back-to-back efforts by Sean Williams, and they're looking at 3rd and 11. Defensively, Rutgers does not want to give him the big play here.
Well, he leads the Scarlet Knights coming into the game with 45 tackles and 4 sacks. He's been the big play man for the Scarlet Knight defense, Sean Williams. High snap on shotgun formation. DeShazo over the middle. Intercepted. Malik Jackson, his first of the year.
A great series for the Rutgers defense. 2 big plays by Sean Williams. The interception by the safety man, Malik Jackson. That's because the snap was high and DeShazo forces the ball in the middle. Watch this. The ball is up on him here. He does well to catch it. Now watch 43 in center field as he overthrows his receiver coming across. That's number 3, Sanders, the wide receiver. And Malik Jackson comes up with a big play for the Rutgers offense. Great field position.
Well, we talked about the fact that Bellamy's out now, Geckler's out. Malik Jackson, who's been victimized this year at the free safety spot, makes his first interception. Here's Fortay looking downfield from Super Mario Henry, and it's incomplete. Step for step with Henry was Bill Yarborough, number 26.
Coming into this game, Rutgers felt they could burn these guys deep if they had time because they play a lot of man coverage because of the blitzing. That time they tried to hit Henry with the speed, the sophomore out of Medford, New Jersey, deep. But good defensive work by Yarborough, who, too, is a freshman, got his first start last week against Miami and played him well.
And I like that call, Bob. After the interception, Stan Parrish, offensive coordinator, goes right after 6.
Absolutely.
Double receivers to the left. Avina to the right. Here's Bruce Presley in at the tailback spot. And the redshirt freshman from Highland Park, New Jersey, gets down to the 45-yard line before Ken Brown snaps him. Presley, 5'10", 205 pounds. And he's the other half of that tailback threat, averaging 5.3 yards a carry. He's also got 5 touchdowns, matching Craig Mitter in that department.
3rd and 6 now. Right now, obvious passing down. Tendency for Virginia Tech to come after you right now. Let's see what happens. Let's see how Forte reads it.
Garantano and Brantley to the left. Avina split to the right. Presley gets a block. It's complete. Forte to Chris Brantley. First down, Rutgers. Into Virginia Tech territory. Kirk Alexander made the stop. And not before the Scarlet Knights make a big play, and Brantley got to the sticks to make the catch.
What a great pass here. Forte comes out, and they sprint him away a little bit to get away from the rush. He sets up beautifully going to his left. Look where he puts the ball. You can't do it any better, and Brantley gets the first down, keeps the drive alive. That's the effort you need to get back in this ball game.
Avina and Walker are split to the right. Now Forte will drop back in the shotgun formation. Here comes some pressure. Forte to Avina. First down, Rutgers at the 35-yard line. And now, as Melendez-Bird makes the snap, we see Forte with an audible and avoiding the blitz with a quick drop and a pass to the hot receiver.
He saw the blitz coming. He set up quickly and he released it. The blitz is coming to the right side here. And watch Avina come underneath. 2 receivers clear out. Avina comes underneath them, wide open, makes the catch. First down.
Good block by Scott Vaughn, the Rutgers right tackle, the sophomore transfer from Clemson. Rutgers now operating with 3 receivers, the 1-back set. Forte rolling right, being chased by Charlton, and wisely steps out of bounds as Billy Swarm was coming up on the play.
That was a busted play. Busted play. Forte never got the ball back. Never got the ball back to Presley and had to do it on his own that way.
They lose 2 yards on the play. And Craig Mitter comes in. Presley goes out.
Very important on this drive. They've got field position. They want to come up with some points. As you look at Craig Mitter and Mario Henry in the game at one of the wide receivers.
Triple receivers to the right. The lonely running back is Craig Mitter. And he'll carry the ball and get back to the original line of scrimmage. Jerome Preston, 93. P.J. Preston's cousin from the defensive line spot makes the play. Here's a senior from Martinsville, Virginia. Came into the game with 48 tackles, 4 sacks, 4 tackles for loss.
Rutgers that time tried to come up and spread the field and run a little trap inside, figuring if they catch him in a blitz, they get up in the seam and they get some good yardage. But that time, Preston closed it down and made the hit. Critical down right here.
3rd and 10, triple receivers to the right. Forte, as a flag flies, looking for Brantley. Incomplete. Kirk Alexander had the coverage, and we might have a holding call back around the line of scrimmage. That's the call from Al Hines. Chris Brantley went up for the ball, and as he deflected it, Kirk Alexander had a pretty good shot at it.
Looks right now that it's going to be tough to get deep against these guys. They can run once the ball is in the air, but you can get underneath against them. As you look, Al Hines calling the holding call. So they forced him to go to 4th down and make a decision here with the ball sitting on the 35-yard line.
They decline the penalty. And Rutgers, as you say, Bob, looking at a 4th and 10. Ed Graver would like to see this drive continue. Down by 15 points. Henry split to the left. Forte. They look to the tight end, Marco Battaglia. And Battaglia carries P.J. Preston down to the 20-yard line. First down, Scarlet Knights. Battaglia with a 15-yard reception from Forte.
And Forte threw another fine pass. They brought Battaglia underneath the wide receivers. They got 3 receivers to the right side. Battaglia at the tight end position slips underneath them. But look at where he puts the ball, right where he has to. Gets it to him with a chance to get him upfield and a chance to get the first down. Battaglia, what a revelation he's been. He's got great speed for 6'2", 233. He can run with that football.
A big 4th down conversion for the Scarlet Knights. Now here's Mitter. Down to the 16-yard line, tackled by Jerome Preston.
Plenty of time, Pat, plenty of time. That's why it's so important. Get some points on this drive.
Jerome Preston, we've called his name a couple of times already. A force on the defensive line for the Hokies.
Interesting how Rutgers is using a variety of receivers. They've got Avina in the game, Mario Henry. Avina's back in there working now with Garantano and Brantley.
And they'll go with triple receivers to the top of the screen. Mitter picks up a block. Look out. Forte dumps it off to Marco Battaglia. He fights his way down to the 7-yard line, but a flag flew back around the line of scrimmage. And there you see the call from Jerome Preston. He says it's holding Rutgers. Melendez-Bird was in the backfield.
It's a personal foul against Rutgers. Very unfortunate. Great execution or improvising on the part of Forte to get the ball to his tight end. But they're going to be pushed back with this penalty, and this they can't afford to let happen to them. They've got great field position.
Personal foul on the offense, blocking to the face mask. 2nd down.
Doug Graver wants to know what and who. So now Rutgers will go back to the 32-yard line, facing 2nd and 22. Bryan Forte, who came in completing 81 of 157 passes for over 1,000 yards, nearly 1,100 yards, in fact. And Rutgers is throwing the ball today against this Hokie defense. Forte to Brantley, and he was out of bounds. And what a lick Forte took from Melendez-Bird as he delivered the ball.
Great coverage on the part of Ken Brown, the guy who intercepted that screen pass and ran it for a touchdown. Dropped back from the outside linebacker position and forced Brantley to catch the ball out of bounds because of the positioning he had. Watch this. Here's the pressure. He gets his shoulders around. Here comes 44 Bird to make the hit. He delivers the ball to him, but as you look up the sideline, you'll see where 43 has forced him so wide that by the time he does catch the ball, he's out of bounds.
This is the 11th play of the drive. 6 have been passes so far for the Scarlet Knights. As we look at Bryan Fortay. The touchdown offset by an interception, return for a touchdown. And there's Jerome Preston jumping across the line. We'll see how this one goes. Going against Virginia Tech, so Rutgers will pick up 5 on that play.
Forte used his voice and his cadence that time to pull him off sides. He changed the inflection in his voice, jumped offside, Preston, they got 5 yards. Right. So important here not to give the ball away. They got a chance to get some points either through the field goal if they get a little better position or perhaps to get a first down.
And they're keeping the defense on the sidelines, giving him a chance to catch a breath. Henry split to the right. Forte making a call. Here's Brantley and Garantano to the top of the screen. Time running down. Forte gets it away with 1 second left on the clock. Forte in the corner. Chris Brantley for the touchdown, his second of the day.
Well, they want to make it a great homecoming. They're doing it because they're putting enough points on the board. I mean, what a catch by Brantley. What a catch.
And what a throw by Forte. Right on the money.
The combination of both. He was running out of field. He had to put the ball there. He had to catch the ball through the flash of the hand of the defender, and he made it all. He did it all, and they got back in this ball game. Incredible.
Garantano this time handles the snap. Finished puts it up and good. Now with 11:01 left, Rutgers is within 8 points.
Third down, long yardage. He's got to set up. Brantley's going to run into the corner. He's running a corner pattern. Here's the delivery. And watch how he concentrates on this football, number 12, and catches it over the extended hand of number 36, Alexander, the free safety. Here's another look at it. This is a great pass, but a great catch by Brantley. Wow.
Coverage by Kirk Alexander. Bryan Fortay.
Let's say the coverage on our cameraman was terrific too. Let me tell you, that was beautiful pictures.
The touchdown Forte to Brantley. They pull within 8. John Benestad getting set to kick off. Here's Crittenden on the 7. Ray Crittenden across the 20. Flag flies back about the 18-yard line, and Crittenden brought down on the 23-yard line by Julius Blackwell, who's having quite a day on special teams. Al Hines sorting it out. Yeah, Bob, let's go back to the touchdown. Then Doug Graver going for the extra point, not a 2-point conversion. Here, let's listen in.
Illegal block. Above the waist, in the back.
So an interesting call. He's still down by 8 with plenty of time.
You know, you can look at it a couple of ways. Probably there's so much time left in this ball game. Why put you, if you don't make it, then you're down by 9. He figures he's got time to get back in this ball game, which he's already done. The offense has came back and answered the call, and now defensively they got him deep in their territory.
And Doug pushing his Scarlet Knights back inside the 25-yard line as required by the NCAA regulations. Big snap there for the Scarlet Knights. Dwayne Thomas, his first carry of the day, and Abraham Washington makes the stop.
Dwayne Thomas is the third tailback in that Virginia Tech team.
Let's take a look at the scoring summary for the Scarlet Knights, who are really putting the numbers up. Good drive, 11 plays, 57 yards. It was Brantley from Forte. Out of a pro set to Shazo, straight drop. Out in the flat, completes it to Jermaine Holmes. Holmes was wide open as Marshall Roberts came up on the play. It's a 26-yard reception, and Roberts made the wrong choice there.
He made the wrong choice. Either that or he was confused and had a different coverage, because he came out of nowhere to get up in the flat where there is nobody. There was no receiver, so therefore he opened up that deep sideline area for that catch. And it was a big gain to get him out of trouble.
And bear in mind, as we look at Rutgers offensive line coach Mark Deal, that Jay Bellamy's out for the Scarlet Knights. Here's Dwayne Thomas. Big play in the backfield. Sean Williams strips him and recovers for the Scarlet Knights.
Hey, you want to get back in the ball game, you need big plays. You go to a guy like Sean Williams. He has made 3 big plays in the last 3 defensive series that has gotten his club back in the ball game. You can't do it. This is a fake reverse. 42 keeps the football, Thomas, and he strikes it away from him with his arm, and he pounces on it, and Rutgers has got it back on the 34-yard line.
The Knights are on the roll. And Rutgers takes over. 1st and 10 from the Virginia Tech 34. Here's Presley in at running back. And this is Presley off the left side. Here's Presley. 1st down Rutgers as he broke tackles and was finally tripped up by Stacy Henley.
Great way to be able to alternate your tailbacks. Talked with Stan Parrish about the ability to have a Presley and a Mitter in the same backfield. Just ran over the left side that time behind Schiaffoni and Broadbent, Ken Damon. Big hole. You give him a big hole with his energy, he gets a 1st down.
Bryan Fortay, in just this junior campaign, has thrown 13 touchdown passes. The school record is 15 in a season, held by Scott Ernie. Presley. And there's how Bruce Presley does it so well. Bouncing off would-be tacklers. Ken Brown brought him down, but not before he rips off 5 yards on 1st down.
Rutgers did not believe they could run the ball as effectively coming into this ball game, and what's developed is the fact that they have, and the offensive line is coming together now, and they're getting the ball deep to that single back. It's Presley now, it was Mitter before, and giving him a chance to run behind that line and cut into the seams where he sees the openings, and they're picking up yardage.
Now Battaglia lines up in a slot position to the left. Forte has it deflected at the line of scrimmage. He was looking for Brantley after Garantano had cleared out the right side.
P.J. Preston.
Who else?
Right, he's some kind of a football player. He's a junior out of Martinsville, Virginia. 6'2", 218, and he's all over the field. Again, we can't emphasize, when you're trying to get back in a ball game down 28-7 and you get field position like this, you don't want to come away with no points. You want to be able to keep control and at least get a shot at getting some kind of a score.
3rd down opportunity for the Scarlet Knights. Brantley and Garantano to the right. Forte. Incomplete, intended for Jim Garantano, and the pressure was coming. And now John Benestad will come on to attempt the field goal for the Scarlet Knights.
He's in the shotgun. He's trying to get the ball out here. He's coming underneath. And Garantano's looking to come back and curl to the football. That time Bryan Fortay put it a little bit too wide, threw it against the grain, away from him. He couldn't make the play. And now it's important for Benestad, as we said earlier, to get something out of this drive.
Garantano will hold for John Benestad. A 37-yard field goal opportunity. Bear in mind, Virginia Tech has blocked field goals and extra points. But not this time. John Benestad gets it up for 3. Benestad, his 7th field goal of the season, and Rutgers pulls within 5 with 8:47 left. Frank Beamer talking to his free safety. It's been a high-scoring affair. We'll take a break and come right back here on NJN, the New Jersey Channel.
College Football 92 is made possible by a grant from PSE&G. The power is in your hands.
And a happy Halloween. Some of these fans are two-faced, Bob.
That may be Mike Mayock on the other side of that hat. You never know.
Bob Sneathen, the fine Rutgers outside linebacker, coming back from an injury, wasn't 100% coming into the game, as Benestad kicks off, fielded at the 18-yard line. As the Hokies get up ahead of steam, Ronald White, the sophomore tailback, returns it. Don't forget, next Sunday on NJN, it'll be the Princeton Tigers taking on the Penn Quakers. Steve Tosches and company making that assault on an Ivy championship.
Pennsylvania's improving each week. They're looking better, playing very tough defensively. So that'll be a good matchup next week for Princeton.
DeShazo will start the drive from the 31-yard line out of the pro set. Handing off to Poindexter. And Poindexter finds the going tough. Jameel Jackson, a junior from Elizabeth, New Jersey, made the play, and he may have dropped him for a loss.
Defensively, Rutgers a little bit better in the last two series, starting to rise to the occasion because of the play of their offense. As you look at number 41, Jameel Jackson, they've got to get a great effort from those people up front. They've got to play tough in the secondary. They've been injured already. They've lost Jay Bellamy, and it looks like Tim Geckler will not return. So there's a lot of pressure on those four guys.
As you can see, Rutgers is doing it on the ground. Virginia Tech more of a threat through the air. DeShazo, as I say that, pulls it down and gets out to the 40-yard line. Anthony Cawthon made the stop. Now, Bob, in 21 minutes, we've seen 51 points. We're scoring almost 2.5 points a minute. The homecoming crowd is getting its money's worth.
Yeah, that's the way to bring them back for another homecoming, that's for sure. But look at this guy right here. This is what you got to worry about. When in trouble, he'll pull the ball down and he'll run, and he's a very effective runner. He was the number 3 quarterback a year ago, and he was given that job this year because of his natural athletic ability.
Here's the handoff. The tailback, Tony Kennedy, and that's going to be close on 3rd down.
Yeah, I think they might have stopped him. That's going to be a very big hit inside. First guy getting up is number 98. That's Andrew Beckett. He's going to force Frank Beamer to make a very important call here.
And Tony Kennedy looks like he's a little bit shaken up on the play. Virginia Tech calls timeout as Frank Beamer thinks about this 4th down play. We'll take a break. Sneathen on the sidelines for the Rutgers defense with 6:57 left. DeShazo tries to draw Rutgers off sides with a strong cadence. And it's 1st down. Dwayne Thomas, the redshirt freshman from Fort Myers, Florida, burst through the line. Doug Atkins brought him down, but not before he picked up a 1st down.
Gutsy call there, midfield. A little short of midfield by Frank Beamer, the Virginia Tech coach. And they get the 1st down, keep the drive alive.
Dwayne Thomas beginning to come on, played a lot against Miami last week for Virginia Tech. Now I formation. DeShazo looking downfield. What a play! Batted away by Doug Atkins as he was looking for John Burke, the tight end. Atkins broke it up.
Runs the bootleg back into the sideline where the tight end is running an up pattern, and he just delivers the ball. He's open right now, but look at the effort, as you called it, by number 10 Atkins to come over and make a hit on the football. Almost came with the interception. Had he not made that play, it could have been a score again for Virginia Tech.
And Malik Jackson that time was in front of the receiver, not behind him. So Atkins with the saving play. Now the I formation, they'll pitch. This is Thomas. Thomas! There he goes! Down to the 31-yard line. Malik Jackson tripped him up, but he was very fortunate to do so as Thomas rips off a 23-yard gain.
What they do again is they put they use the sideline back into the boundary. They put the formation in the field. They run the toss back into the sideline to the tight end. There it is right now behind number 17, the fullback Poindexter, and number 42 just gets upfield and gets good blocking on the corner and almost gets the score.
Back to live action. DeShazo sack.
Fumble.
And a fumble. Sean Williams got him from behind. And the official signal, second down for the Hokies. There he is, Sean Williams, a Butkus Award nominee at the beginning of the season. Another big play.
Again, put the pressure on him, force him to pull the ball down as he comes out of the bootleg action, and then creates a fumble. Almost comes up with another great play, but it was a great play to push him back. And now they're looking at 2nd and 15. Again, pressure on the secondary here. DeShazo at quarterback likes to scramble, likes to improvise.
Loss of 5 yards on the play. Sean Williams came into the game leading the Big East in tackles for loss with 9 as Poindexter rambles from the fullback spot.
A lot of missed tackles on that one. Poindexter just running up inside behind his All-America nominee center, Jim Pine. Broke a few tackles along the way. They've got to do a better job of squeezing that off and holding him.
I'll tell you what, there's been a lot to cheer about. Virginia Tech jumping out 28-7. Here they go now on 3rd and 5. Thomas cuts it inside, and Rutgers brings Thomas down short of the first down. Todd Lane and Malik Jackson combining on the play. And another 4th down call for Frank Beamer.
And you can't exaggerate the loss of Spitzer at nose. Mike Spitzer's loss has forced him to play Kozak now on the center. Kozak, who's usually a defensive end, playing on the nose against an outstanding football player, number 73, Jim Pine. And they're handling him, and that's part of their problem.
10th play of the drive. 4th and 1. Rivers in motion. They'll pitch to Thomas. First down. Thomas stays on his feet and gets down to the Rutgers 5-yard line. But hold everything, there's a flag back along the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, there's a flag. It's probably going to pull this thing right back for him. There's going to be a big break. As you look, it's a hold, and it's going to go against them. Once again, though, Virginia Tech moving the ball on the ground. Rutgers not coming off their blocks and getting to the ball carrier, and they're starting to cut them up. Big break there for Rutgers.
Holding. Backs him up to the 32-yard line, Bob.
And you can see the Rutgers defense and Rich Rachel, the defensive coach, he's reaching now. He's got to try and get combinations in there because of the injuries he suffered. He's alternating his linebackers. Todd Lane just comes out. He's bringing different people into the ball game, and now they're calling a timeout to get themselves together. That's what they got to do.
There you see on the sidelines, Mike Spitzer. He damaged that right knee. Had another defensive player just brush up against his right knee as he had it locked up, and he suffered some medial collateral ligament damage. Out for at least a couple of weeks, and that's really unfortunate because he's a big player at nose for Rutgers. So now they've, as you say, Bob, they've been alternating Kozak. Right now, Abraham Washington's in. And there's Rich Rachel and Doug Graber trying to rally the troops. They're down by 5 with 4:05 left. Don't forget, we invite you to tune in each Thursday night here on NJN for Sports World. This Thursday night, we'll be talking with Rutgers coach Doug Graber for our first half hour. And in our second half hour, Mike Mayock joins me. We talk a little NFL football. That's each Thursday from 8 to 9, live on NJN. And there's Keith Bryant.
They're playing with his knee, too. See how it is. He's reaching up in there. Keith Bryant, the sophomore out of Largo, Florida, came into this game with 13 solo tackles, a key guy. They can't afford to lose anybody right now because they're getting down to the 3rd guys in the depth chart.
Robbie Coley, his first punt of the day. And it's a good one. Great special teams play as the Hokies down it inside the 5-yard line. P.J. Preston got down there. It's a 28-yard punt, but more importantly, Rutgers is backed up. 3:55 to play.
Long way to go. Can't afford to make a mistake, if anything. Just control the football here. They've come way back from a 28-7 deficit to make this a ball game. 28-23, 3:55 left. Bryan Fortay now has to be in control.
And Rutgers is going with its load formation. 3 tight ends, Battaglia, Pernetti, and Stoll. Here's Presley. out of the backfield, out to the 10-yard line. P.J. Preston made the stop.
You know, we talked about it last time Rutgers played. We talked about the comments that Stan Parrish made, the offense and how it's come along, particularly the offensive line. It's developed, and you're starting to see it today. Trailing, they've come up with some big, good blocking assignments, created holes for both Mitter and Presley, and given the running game a chance to survive and get them back in the ball game today.
And they'll stay with those 3 tight ends in the ball game. Brantley split to the left. Forte handing off to Presley. Presley, behind a block from Ken Damon, number 79, is stopped by Ken Brown, the outside linebacker for Virginia Tech.
Want to get this first down. Very important to keep this drive and keep possession.
Here's Ken Damon, a sophomore from Little Silver, New Jersey. Played his high school football at Red Bank Regional. 6'4", 285, and as the saying goes, only a sophomore.
Last year, as a freshman, I remember Doug Graber saying, this kid's a player. He's going to be a fine player. Well, he's come along. Damon at one side. They've got Scott Vaughn on the other. The junior at 6'6", 295, number 77.
And it's a first down, Scarlet Knights.
Big play. Very important for him to get that first down psychologically and working against the clock in poor field position.
There's Scott Vaughn, another sophomore from Phillipsburg. 6'6", 295. Doug Kavolich at right guard, 6'1", 227, and Joe Schiffoni at left guard, working with Travis Broadbent at center. Rutgers will go with 3 receivers now. And Presley, out of a 1-back set. Quick drop, delivered in the flat to Garantano, who steps out of bounds at the 20-yard line. Stacy Henley with coverage, but there's the quick drop against the expected Virginia Tech pressure.
They faked the blitz that time. They brought P.J. Preston up in the corner. He looked like he was going to come. Forte changed the call. Preston backed off. He went opposite Preston and got it on the sideline. And Garantano picked up 8 yards.
Garantano, his first catch of the day. Rutgers all-time receiver. 2nd and 3. Garantano this time split to the left. Brantley and Avina. Here's Presley though. Into the secondary. Bruce Presley brought down. A saving tackle by Stacy Henley. 20-yard pickup for the redshirt freshman.
You talked about Kenny Damon. That was the guy who made the block on the corner that time, gave Presley a chance to get off tackle, and you're going to see this, and he busts into the secondary. Watch the left side. The ball is given to him. He comes back and breaks it back. Number 79, the key block on number 71, the defensive tackle, and makes the play.
And it's first down, Rutgers, with 2:19 left in the second quarter. 4 wide receivers in for the Knights as Forte across the middle, intercepted at the 35-yard line by Stacy Henley. Second interception of the day for Bryan Forte, and that'll end the Rutgers drive with 2:07 left in the second quarter.
Just what you didn't want to do. He threw it in the middle to the coverage. You got to be careful. He's looking for him to come open. Watch him as he drops back here. There's the receiver, number 12, Brantley. Just overthrows Brantley, but good coverage up front. Forced that ball to be elevated by Henley, the cornerback, who made the play.
Inside linebacker George Del Rico, number 41, was there as well. And now the Hokies take over from their own 36. DeShazo runs the screen to Poindexter. Sneathen fought off a block, but instead it's Kelly Woodward, the junior from Columbia, Maryland, who's playing in place of Jay Bellamy, who's already out with an injury. He makes the play.
Frank Bream is thinking of one thing here with Tech. He wants to get the ball up and give himself a chance to get some points, and he's got a guy who can place kick that thing and put it up from distance.
Talking about Ryan Williams, sophomore from Suffolk, Virginia. Second down, 2 yards to go. As they operate out of a pro set. DeShazo feeling the heat. Flush from the pocket. delivers the ball upfield, incomplete. It was intended for Antonio Freeman, but he was out of bounds. Good coverage by Malik Jackson and Marshall Roberts.
Good coverage, but good coverage to the rushing four that got up in his face, forced him out of the pocket, and really let him scramble. And that was, of course, Sean Williams and a few other people like Andrew Beckett, Ibrahim Washington. Lots of pressure on the quarterback that time.
And there's Marshall Roberts, who missed a couple of games earlier this season with an ankle injury, injured against Navy. They missed him against Penn State and against Syracuse, but he's back. And now it's 3rd and 2. DeShazo. It's complete at the Rutgers 45-yard line. Antonio Freeman, he's the player they look to. He came into the game 19 catches, averaging 22 yards of reception with 5 touchdowns.
He's a good target at 6'1", 186. He's very productive as a receiver. Before this game, this team had scored 9 touchdowns, and he had 5 of them. That tells you something.
And 4 of those touchdown grabs were greater than 50 yards.
Plenty of time left on the clock for this Virginia Tech team to get some more points. Rutgers defensively hanging in there.
Campbell and tight end John Rivers are split to the right. Freeman to the left. Here's the pitch to Kennedy. And at the line of scrimmage, Ibrahim Washington, the nose tackle. A redshirt freshman from Washington, D.C., rises up to the occasion.
He came right off the block of Jim Pine, the outstanding center for Tech. Watch it. Number 73 trying to put the block on 53. He just runs by him, gets his arms free, and makes the hit behind the line of scrimmage. You can't do it any better than that. That's the kind of effort you're going to have to need in the second half to stay in this ball game with Virginia Tech.
And there is Keith Bryant shaken up on the play. Roger Jeffries comes on for Keith Bryant, but the sophomore from Largo, Florida, continuing to have problems. And here's Washington. 2nd and 11. Here's a screen to the left flat. Tony Kennedy. Bob Sneathen made the play. He fought off the block and stops the screen short.
Great play by Sneathen, and again, we came into this game knowing they throw all types of screens. That time, Sneathen diagnosed the play, never had a chance.
Hokies with their hurry-up offense. Under a minute left now. DeShazo. Rolling right. Looking deep. Intended for Campbell.
Oh,
touchdown! Doug Atkins slipped. And it's a 48-yard touchdown pass. DeShazo to Bo Campbell.
You got some problems in the secondary, Pat. There's no question about it as you watch Frank Beamer. They had a mix-up in the secondary coverage that time. Poor job in the secondary. Just a poor job permitting him to go. He never found the football. By the time he turned to the football, he was out of position. I'm talking about Doug Atkins. But there was the strong safety trying to cover a wide receiver of Campbell's speed and talent.
Bo Campbell, who's caught passes for over 1,000 yards for Virginia Tech. The extra point by Ryan Williams, up and good. And so with 48 seconds left here in the first half, the Virginia Tech cheerleaders with something to crow about. Bo Campbell as we take another look.
Here is DeShazo coming out on the corner. And he just puts the ball up deep. He just unwinds it. He throws it up for grabs, hopeful that something might happen. And here's what happens in the end zone. There's the combination. He never gets back, and he's all alone on that receiver. I wonder if there might have been a mix-up in the coverage and to find Atkins one-on-one on the wide receiver down in the end zone. That's a tough touchdown for Rutgers. Let me tell you, going in at halftime, trailing by 6, they now go in trailing by 12. And that's a big turnaround for him.
Frank Beamer. Something to talk about at halftime. Doug Graber.
They were trailing by 5, excuse me. I know I can add myself to that. Trailing by 5, going into halftime. They turn it around, and now they go in trailing by 12. And that's a tough touchdown psychologically for Rutgers defensively to give up. It's not good.
Now Brian Reeves. Wearing the white shoe. on the kicking foot. Senior from Hampton, Virginia. And this one's a short kick. Fielded on the 24-yard line by Bill Bailey. And Bailey gets back to the 35-yard line. So Rutgers takes over with 43 seconds left. Now we'll see, do the Scarlet Knights try to move it downfield, or do they just go into the half down by 12 points? A look at the scoring summary. 6 plays, a minute 19. And Campbell with a 48-yard touchdown reception, his first of the year for Maurice DeShazo.
You know how you talk about momentum? That's a word that's used and overused many times. It goes back and forth. Rutgers gets back in the game with their offense, and then within a minute and a few seconds, Virginia Tech comes back and gets a score just before halftime. That's the shift that they didn't want to happen.
Fortay downfield to Brantley. Complete to Brantley at the 30. Chris Brantley gets down to the 24-yard line before Tyrone Drakeford brings him down, but we've got 37 seconds left. And Brantley, not Garantano, has been Forte's favorite receiver today.
He got in the seam that time. Beautiful execution. And that time, Fortay put a little bit more on the football, got it to him before the coverage could descend on him. And Brantley, again, with his concentration, made a big play. Again, Rutgers got a chance. There's plenty of time.
From the shotgun, here comes the blitz from the left side. Mario Henry had his feet go out from under him. He was at the 20-yard line, and he would have had a chance to catch the ball had he not slipped.
Okay, important here now. They still have, Rutgers still has 2 timeouts left, so they can utilize the clock and still have a chance at that end zone.
Fortay mixed bag, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. They'll split Avina and Brantley to the left. Here's Presley, the lone running back. Fortay to Garantano, complete at the 13-yard line. Jim Garantano runs it down and out and stops the clock. They use just 3 seconds on that play, and it picks up a first down.
Beautifully run pattern, kept his feet in bounds, turned out in front of Drakeford, the outstanding cornerback for Virginia Tech, got the first down, stopped the clock. And again, the offense rising to the occasion. They've really come back in this ball game, and they've come back under tough conditions. Right now, Bryan Fortay trying to get a score with 27 seconds remaining.
Garantano, who leads the Big East with 5.4 catches a game, comes up big. Now here we go. Presley, the running back, as Rutgers goes with triple receivers to the left. Fortay. Intercepted again. Bryan Fortay has it picked off by Tyrone Drakeford. That's his 4th interception of the season for Drakeford. That's why he's 3rd in the Big East in that category. And it was not a well-thrown ball by Fortay, as Drakeford had the coverage all the way, stepping in front of the intended receiver, Jim Garantano.
Well, you can look at it 2 ways. A misread by Bryan Fortay, or it may be a change in the pattern. But anyway, he just throws this ball in anticipation that his receiver is going to come back to the football, but the defender steps right in front of him and makes the catch, and there was never a chance to make the reception.
So they take a snap, and DeShazo goes to one knee as the clock is winding down here in the second quarter. Virginia Tech playing to its fans over on the far side of the field leaves RU Stadium up 35-23. And it's been a high-scoring first half of play.
High-scoring first half, but a devastating last 3 minutes for Rutgers. They gave up an easy score off a mixed up in the coverage down here to Virginia Tech. They just have an opportunity to come back, and they lose the opportunity. So this is tough.
For the second half, John Benestad set to get it going. Benestad missing a point after try. The Rutgers' second touchdown. He kicks it off. It's bobbled and bounces up at the 10-yard line. Rutgers making the play. It was Renell White, and he grabbed it after it had been muffed, and they'll take over from their own 17-yard line. Here's a look at the quarterback comparison. Bryan Fortay, 500 incompletions, 2 touchdowns. but the interceptions have been costly. And DeShazo, Bob, has really played well, especially making things happen off the Rutgers rush.
They knew that was going to happen. They knew he improvised well. Here's a big test for him right now. They got the ball. It's important for Rutgers to get the football back and not give Virginia Tech a chance to move.
DeShazo hands off to Tony Kennedy. Excuse me, that's Poindexter. And Bob, Sneathen there, Keith Bryant back in. Von Hebron, the tailback, has gone out with an injury.
We haven't seen him since the second quarter, quite frankly. So Hebron, who came back after missing 2 games, looks like he might be finished again for this afternoon.
That's the word, that they do not expect him to return in the second half. 4 receivers. DeShazo, though, will hand off to Poindexter. And Poindexter stays on his feet, gets across the 25-yard line before Malik Jackson makes the stop. But Poindexter at 5'9", 214, running low to the ground and getting the first down for the Hokies.
38 carries, 4.7 yards per average coming into this football game. They just ran a little draw play with him on 2nd and long, and he picked up the first down. Again, the Rutgers defense hurt today by injuries, hurt all season by injuries. The biggest injury of all, they lost Mike Spitzer during the week in practice, and they missed him in the middle of that line.
Tight end John Rivers in motion from the I formation. They'll pitch to Kennedy. Kennedy, as Rutgers strings it out. Keith Bryant, number 91, and Malik Jackson up to make the play. Bryant had been shaken up in the first half. Good to see him back on the field for Rutgers.
We're seeing Kennedy at tailback. We'll see more of Dwayne Thomas. Both of those guys alternated with Hebron. Now they're going to see most of the work this second half. They like to run those tailbacks and those little sweeps and looking for them to cut back wherever they see an opening.
Freeman and Campbell split to the top of the screen. Pro set. DeShazo on the straight drop. Across the middle, it's complete to Antonio Freeman. And he picks up the first down. Todd Lane was there, but DeShazo with a strike.
Mixing his plays up now with the run and the pass. Drop back action. Waited for Freeman to come open in the middle. Good protection by his offensive line. And Rutgers defensively sort of sitting back on their heels, letting it happen.
Freeman and Campbell to the top of the screen. This time they'll operate from the I formation. DeShazo running the option. Tucks it upfield and gets out to midfield before Todd Lane makes the stop. It's a big gain on first down. They'll call it 8 yards.
Again, I can't exaggerate the fact that Rutgers defensively looks kind of weary and confused out there. They ran the option. They expected the option from Virginia Tech with DeShazo. This time, he isn't running a lot. He came up with it in a first down situation. Elected to pitch it on the corner, or keep it rather, tuck it inside. Nobody there to support it. He picked up 9 yards.
Rich Rachel, Rutgers defensive coordinator. As there's a new quarterback, number 15, Trey Cole, comes in on 2nd and short. Cole, a 6'3" junior, who started against Miami last week. He'll pitch to Dwayne Thomas. And Thomas is stopped at the line of scrimmage. Jameel Jackson there, Andrew Beckett there, and Cole, who was shaken up against Miami, had the wind knocked out of him. DeShazo came in, and Cole never got a chance to get back in the lineup.
Cole's back out of the lineup right now, and DeShazo's back in.
Well, it didn't last long. So now DeShazo on 3rd and short from the I formation. DeShazo will drop back. Looking downfield for a wide open Antonio Freeman at the 5. Touchdown, Virginia Tech. As Freeman burned the Scarlet Knight defense for a 49-yard score.
You can almost say Virginia Tech came in here with nothing to lose, and boy, have they opened up the offense. It's a 2nd down and short yard, 3rd down and short yardage, and they put it up for a touchdown, and they got Freeman wide open in the middle. And either Rutgers is not reading properly or missed coverages, because that time there was nobody around for him to support him. And he was one-on-one. He actually beat Kelly Woodward on the corner.
Woodward playing in place of the injured Jay Bellamy. Ryan Williams, the point after try. Blast through the uprights. And with 11:47 left in the third, Virginia Tech up 42-23.
And there's DeShazo back, and he's just going to put everything on it. And he's got a lot behind this throw, which tells you the athletic ability of that kid. And now look, in the middle of the field, here he comes. He's beaten number 29, Woodward, into the middle, but there's no safety to be had. So where the support is, I'll never know. Sean Smith, number 4, was in at safety that time, but he was nowhere to be found.
Knights receiving an award at halftime as Brian Reeves kicks off. Fielded at the 10 by Bruce Presley behind a wall of Scarlet Knight blockers. He gets out to the 27-yard line. Let's take a look at the Virginia Tech scoring summary. 7 plays covering 83 yards, 49 of them as DeShazo hooked up with Antonio Freeman. And now Rutgers with 11:42 to play here in the third quarter finds itself on the short side, 42-23. Bryan Fortay at quarterback for the Scarlet Knights. And Craig Mitter cuts right across the 30, dragged down from behind by P.J. Preston, who hung on for dear life. P.J. Preston came into the game with 55 tackles, second leading tackler on this team. Also has 6 sacks to his credit.
And again, we get back to the ability of Rutgers to run the football. First down call, 7 yards on the ground. And they may have to resort to more of that. There's still plenty of time. The big thing here is get first downs, get field position, eventually come up with a score.
Mitter looking for a hole, picks it, and finds P.J. Preston before he gets very, very close to a first down. He's got it. First down, Rutgers. And again, Craig Mitter, who had 115 yards in the first half on 9 carries, including a 66-yard touchdown. And he's gone over the 1,000-yard rushing mark for his Rutgers career. And they'll need a few more from him here in the second half. Garantano and Brantley are split to the left for Bryan Fortay. Mario Henry to the bottom of the screen. Look out. Pressure coming from the left side. Henry. Good coverage by Tyrone Drakeford, number 22, and Henry wasn't able to get out there after the ball.
And pressure, too, that time on Bryan Fortay. The backside was coming fast, and he had to deliver that a little sooner than he anticipated, and therefore Henry did not come open right away.
First half a mixed bag as we look at Tyrone Drakeford. Bryan Fortay, 9 of 18, 3 interceptions, 2 touchdowns. Of course, hit on the first play of the first offensive series for Rutgers. Bryan fumbled the ball. Hokies cashed it in. Here's the completion as Fortay hooks up with Jim Garantano. That gets them into Virginia Tech territory. A 17-yard reception by Jim Garantano.
Good job by Fortay, sprinting to the left side, getting himself turned around and delivering the ball with some energy on it. And that time Garantano, the experience shows as he comes back and makes the catch and slips up and picks up a few extra yards. Watch the delivery here, catches the ball, turns back upfield, and on his own picks up another 4 yards.
Melendez-Bird extending to make the stop on Garantano. Now Bailey in it, running back along with Mitter. Quick drop. Fortay pumps once. Looking for Garantano, and he throws it out of bounds. They ran a hitch and go pattern to Jim Garantano, and he was open.
He was open. The ball was delivered over the wrong shoulder to him. If he puts it on the inside shoulder, he's got a touchdown. Great move by Garantano. Good pump fake, but Bryan Fortay put it on the wrong side.
Stacy Henley had stopped on the coverage. There's Derek McCord, number 16, signaling the play in along the sidelines. 2nd and 10 as Rutgers tested the Hokie defense on first down. Brantley and Avina to the right. Fortay rolling. Throws it out in the right flat. Closest receiver was Chris Brantley, and Billy Swarm was coming for the Hokies.
Billy Swarm was coming from his defensive end position, the sophomore. Last week he had 2 sacks against Miami, number 94. putting the pressure on. And again, now they lay their ears back. They've got the offense where they want them, and they can be very, very tough with the pressure.
Billy Swarm, whose cousin Joe plays for the Hokies in the offensive backfield at the fullback spot. A couple of cousins, along with P.J. Preston and Jerome Preston. 3rd and 10. Triple receivers right. Fortay feeling the pressure from Pendleton. Gets away. Now he delivers it to Battaglia. First down, Marco Battaglia. Still on his feet. He rolls down to the 21-yard line before Stacy Henley makes the tackle, but Fortay improvising and Battaglia finishing.
Great effort by Fortay. He got flushed out again. He had white shirts in his face, as you see it here, and he has the ability to reverse himself here, get out of trouble with enough of a gun in that arm to find Battaglia. Battaglia just, he's been tremendous, this kid. Catches the football and decides, I'm going one-on-one with you, and he just bowls over number 31, Henley, the cornerback.
1st and 10 from the Virginia Tech 21. Bitter with a burst, gets 5-6 yards on first down. Chris Stoll, number 88, in at tight end. Good to see Chris Stoll back. They'd missed a couple of games with an injury. The junior from Absecon Holy Spirit High School. And Stan Parrish has said that he adds a toughness on that offensive line. He's a competitor, and he'll get belted around a few times and dish it out as well. Stoll came into the game with 2 catches for 39 yards. Now they'll go triple receivers to the right on 2nd and 5. Fortay. Bird with the penetration. Fortay will run out of bounds at the 14-yard line. Gain of about 2, but the important thing, Bob, is when he was flush in the pocket and there was good coverage downfield, Fortay didn't put it up for an interception.
Absolutely, absolutely. You can't afford to do that. Here he comes out on the corner. There's the pressure coming in, the number 44, which is the linebacker Bird, coming up with the pressure from the inside. And Fortay does the right thing. He tucks it in, gets out of bounds, picks up a yard, keeps the drive alive, stops the clock. And the clock will become important here as we get on. It's 8:33, plenty of time in the 3rd quarter. They've got to get a score here. Plenty of time left if they get the score now.
But only 5 seconds left on the 25-second clock. Rutgers will have to hurry, and they do. Fortay delivers, broken up. Tyrone Drakeford had great coverage, and he broke up the pass that was intended for Jim Garantano.
Garantano ran a little too deep of a pattern that time, knowing where the first down marker. He could have got a first down on the 10-yard line. He ran it to the 5-yard line, gave Drakeford a chance to come up and make the play. Understand, as you get closer to the end zone, you run out of field. People can play you tighter. It's tougher to make those completions. Got to know where you are on that field.
And Drakeford, who came into the game with 11 interceptions in the last 21 games, had one in the first half. He's played well. 4 receivers in for the Scarlet Knights. 4th down, 4 to go. Fortay. Here comes Bird. And Fortay threw it off Ken Damon. And a flag flies that'll be intended for an ineligible receiver, Melendez Bird. They'll decline the penalty because it's 4th down. They'll take over at the old 21-yard line. Melendez Bird.
We did not see a lot of blitzing early in this ball game from Virginia Tech, although it was expected. Now we're starting to see him come after him, and in that series alone, they put enough pressure on Fortay that they deprived Rutgers from a score. Very important. Rutgers did not get a score there.
And Melendez Bird, who came in with 59 tackles, more tackles than he had in all of 1991. Has continued to step it up. Al Hines sorting it out. The ball was on the 14-yard line.
Illegal touching on the offense. So lost it down 5 yards from the previous spot. First down, Virginia Tech.
There you have it. illegal touching.
Yeah, look at this. Number 1, Ray Lucas getting warm, and undoubtedly we'll see him real quick.
Rutgers needs to make it happen on offense. DeShazo handing off to Tony Kennedy, and he's tackled from behind by Keith Bryant, who beat his block on the right side. Todd Lane also there to help out. Tony Kennedy came into the game with 5 career touchdowns, in the top 5 rather in scoring. 24 touchdowns to his credit. The senior from Bladesburg, Maryland. He playing in place of Vaughn Hebron, who started the game and was injured, re-injured in the first half. DeShazo tackled on the blitz. Doug Atkins came in from his strong safety position and made the play. Big play.
We talked about the fact that Rutgers was laying back. They weren't doing anything. They weren't letting anything happen. They decided this first time they bring the strong safety on a blitz from the wide side. He's missed by number 51. That's Malone, the guard, and he dumps the quarterback for a big loss. They've got to do that. They can't afford to sit back now. They got to pull out everything and try and create something and get the ball back to their offense.
It's Rachel with the good call. It's 3rd and 15. DeShazo will keep. Looking for Poindexter. It's tipped by Atkins and caught by Mark Poindexter. Great concentration from the senior from Rocky Mountain, Virginia.
Very tough play for Rutgers. Great play defensively. Atkins comes up, almost gets the interception. The tip goes up and it goes right in the hands of 17. And this is something you can't dictate. Look at this. There's Atkins. He steps right in front with a chance for the interception. He doesn't catch it, and it bounces right into the hands of Poindexter. And they get a first down too.
Marshall Roberts came up, also batted the ball away from Poindexter. And he's tough, and it's a first down Virginia Tech as they can convert to 3rd and 15. Here's the handoff to Joe Swarm. Swarm, quite a story for the Hokies. Made the squad as a walk-on. Eventually earned a scholarship. Now in his junior year. In his best game of the year against Miami last weekend, 4 carries for 42 yards. So Poindexter makes a reception, and Swarm comes off the bench to spell him. 2nd and 8. Steve Sanders, number 3, is split to the left. And Freeman to the top of the screen. They'll look that way. What a play by the Rutgers defense. It was tipped, and Malik Jackson picks it off in midair. Rutgers takes over deep in Virginia Tech territory, and that'll ignite the whole thing.
I'll tell you, this has been an afternoon of frustration and spectacular plays. Frustration at times for Rutgers, but spectacular plays by individuals. There was one of them. Just can't believe it. Malik Jackson coming with a movement on the blitz, gets in, not only stops the play, hits it up, and makes the interception. What an athletic ability by that junior from Elizabeth.
2nd interception of the day for Malik Jackson, the sociology major. Played for Jerry Moore and Elizabeth. And now, at quarterback, number 1, Ray Lucas, as Rutgers takes over at 26. And he'll test the corner immediately. Lucas delivering complete to Garantano at the 14. And he is roped by Tyrone Drakeford, and a late flag. And it's going to go on Tyrone Drakeford. He got a little aggressive on the tackle and continued it after the whistle.
Well, he got into a shouting match with him and then put his hands on his mask, and then you can't do that. He slapped him.
Malik Jackson didn't have an interception coming into today's game.
But he led this team in tackles. 30 solo tackles coming into this game from Malik Jackson, the aggressive free safety.
Personal foul will be assessed against Virginia Tech. Let's talk about Ray Lucas, Bob. We've seen him come off the bench. He came off against Colgate, sparked the Knights, came off the bench against Navy, and ignited the Rutgers offense. Earned his first start off those performances against Penn State. And he's put together some very creditable numbers, including a 62% completion percentage.
Well, you know he can do it. You know he's got the ability to put the ball on the mark, as he just did there to Garantano, and you know he's going to tuck it in one of these days. very shortly, and when he has to, carry it himself, and he can do it all.
Double tight end situation for Rutgers with the Taglian and Stoll. You talked about him tucking it away. Here goes Lucas down to the 3-yard line on 1st and goal. Ray Lucas picks up 5 in a hurry.
That was a design sprint all the way, except you saw the speed of Virginia Tech as they recovered, and Alexander came from the free safety position, number 36, the senior out of Bowie, Maryland, to make the hit.
Ray Lucas scored his first Rutgers touchdown rushing against Army, a 7-yard scamper 2 weeks ago. Now Rutgers will send Garantano to the left, Brantley and Avina to the right. Craig Mitter, the lonely running back. Mitter hit and stopped at the 2-yard line. Rusty Pendleton from his inside linebacker position made the stop.
Virginia Tech right now, they love this. They get their ears back and they just bring 8, and then on that line of scrimmage, play your receivers nose to nose, and they're going to challenge you. You got to hope to get in the crease and maybe make a break if you're going to run it inside, or else you're going to have to deliver the football with the pass.
And look at that defensive line for Virginia Tech as they dig in the ball on their 3-yard line. Double receivers to the right. Battaglia lines up in a slot left. Lucas to Brantley. Chris Brantley, touchdown Rutgers.
What a great call. What a great delivery, and a terrific thing for Ray Lucas to come up with that play. Come off the bench, take it right down the field and get the score. He delivered the football right there, and Brantley has been spectacular today in running his patterns. His 3rd touchdown reception right there on the money. Little pick play. Wide receiver, Garantano runs inside, and Brantley breaks off of him, hits him right in the corner for the score.
Chris Brantley, a big day for the junior from Teaneck. John Benestad out of the hold of Jim Garantano. It's good. And well, with 4:36 left in the 3rd quarter, Rutgers climbs a little closer.
Sprint out here, number 1, Lucas on the corner. Brantley, you'll see him in the corner of the end zone. He's broken from the inside position to the outside, and he's open, wide open. The ball is right there, right in the corner. Perfectly done.
And on the sideline, Bryan Fortay. Very happy to see his cohorted quarterback, Ray Lucas, get it done for the Scarlet Knights. We'll take a break. Rutgers pulls within 12 here in the 3rd quarter. Touchdown reception of the day. And now Virginia Tech leading by 12. So Rutgers needing 2 scores.
72 points, and you still have 4 minutes and 36 seconds left. Can you believe it? 72 points.
Our statistician, Bill Bromberg, has gone through 3 pencils. Doug Graber has gone through about 8 sticks of gum as he marches up the sidelines.
Right back in this ball game. It's up to the defense now to come up with another big play for him.
Benestad picks off to Kennedy on the 8. Tony Kennedy out to the 25-yard line, and that's where Virginia Tech will take over. Here's the Rutgers scoring summary. 4 plays after the Malik Jackson interception. They go 26 yards, and Ray Lucas hooks up with Chris Brantley for a 3-yard touchdown.
Last series, the defense did some blitzing. They brought the free safety. They brought the strong safety. Let's see if they continue to do that to try and disrupt this offense and perhaps get another turnover.
From the pro set. DeShazo pumps once. Complete to Steve Sanders out to the 45-yard line. Sean Smith made the tackle. DeShazo pumped once, and then found Sanders, the junior receiver.
He was open because they elected to bring Malik Jackson from the safety position right up on the corner and blitzed him. That opened up that area, and DeShazo on a drop back action found the receiver open in the middle.
There's two pretty good receivers for the Scarlet Knights, Jim Garantano and Chris Brantley. 1st and 10. They'll operate from I formation. Kennedy gets a couple. Excuse me, that's Dwayne Thomas, who's in along with Joe Swarm. Abraham Washington made the stop from his nose tackle position. Dwayne Thomas, a redshirt freshman from Fort Myers, Florida. Rutgers knew all about him as they recruited Keith Bryant from nearby Largo. Now they'll go from I formation. DeShazo looking for Sanders again. Broken up by Doug Atkins as the senior from Hackensack breaks up another pass. He's been active on the rush. He's been playing well in the secondary, breaking up 3 passes today.
Trying to hit the receiver coming inside out. Sanders is the guy in the slot who's going into the flat, the strong safety on the right angle. Watch number 10. Can't do it much better. He's got his right hand on the football, forcing a 3rd down situation for DeShazo. And remember, when he's flushed, when he's pressured, he'll come and run with the football. They got to be ready for this, or he may run the option in this situation.
From the I formation, they'll go option to the fullback. And it's Swarm, and he's stopped short of the 1st down. Joe Swarm tackled by Keith Bryant, and now the punt team comes on for Virginia Tech.
Good series for the defense for Rutgers. They stopped them here.
Robbie Cauley back for his 2nd punt of the day. Rutgers had some pressure. Here's Marshall Roberts signaling fair catch. I'll tell you what, he got bounced into by Sean Smith.
That ball, if it hit a Rutgers player, the question is, did he have a chance to catch the football?
He collided with Sean Smith as Roberts was running up for the fair catch. Here's the man of the hour, Doug Atkins, the senior from Hackensack.
Wow.
That was close.
Oh, you bet it was.
Rutgers recovers. More tense moments for the Scarlet Knights.
Look at it here. The ball is short as he comes up. Watch where the ball hits. The ball hits right on number 4, Sean Smith. There's the loose football.
And number 46, Paul Michinelli, was able to somehow wrestle it away from Virginia Tech.
He stole it away. That's a big recovery. You got to know where the football is as you come back to set up your blocking scheme. Everybody's got to find the football that time. Smith was lucky to get away with it. They got the ball back.
They'll start on their own 21-yard line. Lucas at quarterback. Craig Mitter. Not much on the left side. Melendez Bird made the stop. Well, for Chris Brantley, he has tied a Rutgers school record for touchdown receptions in a game with 3. Brantley tying Bucky Hatchett.
You realize how far back that is, Bucky Hatchett?
1945 against Fordham.
That's right.
And Larry Christoph also had 3 against Holy Cross. Bucky Hatchett, I'll tell you what, Bob, that was about 11 years before I was born.
Bucky Hatchett.
Fortunately, Bill Bromberg, our statistician, was around back then. He was able to recollect that. Here's Lucas rolling left. Down the sidelines for Brantley. And Chris Brantley tight-roping the sidelines, trying to reach over the sideline with one hand to bring it in and still stay in bounds. He just couldn't do it.
He had beaten the defender, but by the time Lucas got his shoulders around to throw the ball here, watch it, he had to throw it almost sidearm, and he got it off, and he just turned him around a little bit too far. You see the aggressiveness in Virginia Tech, though. They're coming up to play everything. That time they were coming up in a corner to defend against the run with Lucas, and they gave Brantley a chance to get behind him. Here's a critical one now. Deep in their own territory, 3rd and 8 for Ray Lucas.
.212 left in the 3rd quarter. Lucas from the shotgun. Oh, intercepted. Kirk Alexander, as Lucas put it right in his gut. And that's where, when they bring the pressure and they funnel the receivers in the midfield, it forces the quarterbacks to throw into coverage. And that time, Rutgers turning it over for the 5th time today.
That's a tough turnover because it not only gives them the ball back, but it gives them the ball back deep in Rutgers territory. This is in the middle again, where a lot of your interceptions will come up as he delivers the football. Stepping right in front of him is Alexander, the free safety. These guys really play the field well. Alexander, Drakeford, 2 outstanding football players.
And now the Rutgers defense, which turned away Virginia Tech on the last series. Can they do it again as DeShazo rolls right? Marshall Roberts had a chance, hit the ball and couldn't come up with it. He was inside of Antonio Freeman and the ball was underthrown by DeShazo. Marshall Roberts out of Abington High School, one of the outstanding high school programs in the Bucks County area, Willow Grove, Pennsylvania. His brother Michael, a member of the Scarlet Knight team. DeShazo will look at 2nd and 10. 1:58 left here in the 3rd quarter. Rutgers down by 12 in a free-for-all scoring affair. Here's the pitch. Wayne Thomas tackled by Sean Williams. Another tackle for loss by the senior from Burlington.
What a great play. He's made many great plays in his career, and he's made several big ones today. He just came up through the block as they tried to run the sweep on the corner with Thomas. And watch the play as he breaks down the blocker. That's the tight end, number 83, Burke. And he goes right through and makes the play for a loss, and it's 3rd down and 13 again. A critical, you can't say it, you seem to say it too many times, but it's true. Another critical situation for Tech. They decide to call a timeout.
Well, don't forget, between quarters number 3 and 4, we'll have a NJN extra point coming your way as we analyze the action here in the 3rd quarter. And I'll tell you what, there have been plenty of highlights and critical moments to talk about in this football game today. And we've still got over 16 minutes left in the contest. We'll take a break and return to Rutgers Stadium. 3rd quarter. DeShazo operating from the shotgun formation. Stepping up. And delivering, it's intercepted. Marshall Roberts out to the 20, the 25-yard line. We talked about a moment ago, and the senior from Willow Grove makes the stop. Rutgers has turned the Hokies away the last 2 offensive series.
Great effort again defensively. Roberts comes, the senior is right, the experience as DeShazo comes out of the pocket to deliver the football, and Roberts steps right in front of Freeman for the interception and gets the ball upfield. Big play for the defense, keeps them in the ballgame, could not afford to give up any points there with Rutgers trailing by 12, 42-30.
The 2nd interception of the year by Marshall Roberts. And now Forte comes in at quarterback as a penalty, advances the ball to the 38-yard line. Face mask penalty called on the Hokies as Roberts made the return. Now let's think back a little bit to the Colgate game. It was a Marshall Roberts interception and a return that helps ignite the Rutgers offense. Let's see if it can do it here. Bruce Presley at running back. There's the time left in the 3rd quarter. Quick drop and a quick pass out in the flat delivered to Jim Garantano. Henley knocks him out of bounds. They work the sidelines.
Good job. Good possession pass. Get 5, 6 yards on it. Stop the clock.
Mario Henry, number 8, a sophomore from Medford out of Lenape High School. Comes in. They'll be split to the left. Brantley and Garantano to the bottom of the screen. Forte looking downfield. He was looking for Brantley, and it's picked off by Tyrone Drakeford. There's a clip on Battaglia. Flags flying. And Drakeford still on his feet. This is all for naught. And downfield at the 35-yard line, Travis Broadbent is limping off the field. Bryan Fortay intercepted again.
Well, you know, we got to come back and look at this whole thing, because it was a clip. It was a good call by the official. But more importantly, Bryan Fortay just threw that ball into traffic. You can't afford to do that. Watch this now as he winds up to throw the football. He's got a little pressure. He steps up inside of it. And Charlton, here's the pass right back to where Charlton is covering. His receiver's going up the sideline. And Drakeford steps in. Excuse me, Drakeford makes the interception. The penalty goes against Charlton, the other defensive back who was called for Charlton, the defensive end who was called for a clip.
So now they'll back him up to the 17-yard line.
When you're trailing by 12 points, you cannot have that many opportunities go awry by giving the ball back to the offense, to the other team, and that's what's happened today. Rutgers has had that opportunity. They're going to have to really scramble here in the fourth quarter.
3 straight interceptions on both sides of the ball. As Mark Poindexter carries for a couple of yards.
Again, there's plenty of time left, trailing only by 12. Anything can happen as long as this defense can hang in here, maybe get another turnover or force them to punt. But Rutgers' offense the last few series is sort of bogged down with their own mistakes.
Anything can happen is the understatement of the day,
You
Bob.
bet, but I'm just saying
there's
plenty of time left, and that's what's important to remember here. This kind of game can go on a break. That's what's going to happen. Here's the bootleg.
DeShazo throws it. It's complete to the tight end, John Burt, who's stopped by Sean Smith, but not before Burt makes a first down for the Hokies. I think we've seen it all. We've seen interceptions, fumbles, touchdowns, running, passing. It's been a wide open affair here on Homecoming.
If you want an exciting game, this is as an exciting a game as we've seen in years, quite frankly. But if you want to coach this game, you go crazy. This is what drives people nuts. To be able to be a part of this kind of a back and forth seesaw effort.
Well, the third quarter has expired. 15 minutes left in this one, and it's Virginia Tech leading Rutgers 42-30. We'll take a break and come back with our NJN extra point in just a moment. Hack will turn up. Let's find out where he is right now. Mike.
Thanks, Pat. I got here
68. Coaching his alma mater as DeShazo pitches it out to Dwayne Thomas, and Thomas picks up almost 9 yards before Todd Lane brings him down.
The option that time, they come into that now a little bit. Good read on the part of DeShazo. He came down the line of scrimmage, put it out to Thomas. And you forget the quality that this team has at tailback. They lost Vaughn Hebron in the second quarter. Their starting tailback, they've come with Tony Kennedy and now Dwayne Thomas, the youngster out of Fort Myers, Florida.
Campbell and Antonio Freeman are split to the left. DeShazo started right, cuts left. Bob Sneathen in pursuit, and DeShazo will go out of bounds with Sneathen in hot pursuit.
Good job by Sneathen, because that was a busted play. DeShazo wanted to go the other way. He never got the handoff. He elected to come on the corner as he realized he was in trouble, but he couldn't put it up the field to throw it because he had linemen downfield, and Sneathen chased him out of bounds.
He's been a bonus, the sophomore. Playing outside linebacker. Came into the game with 30 tackles and a couple of sacks, including 6 tackles for loss. 3rd and 6. DeShazo looking into the flat, complete to Antonio Freeman, and he's tackled by Kelly Woodward, but it's first down, Virginia Tech.
Can't stop him. He's just too good a receiver. Freeman that time got open, got away from Woodward, got on the flat. The ball was a little bit behind him. He handled it anyway. He's had a big day, Antonio Freeman, the sophomore out of Baltimore, Maryland. As we said earlier, he came into this game with 19 receptions for the year, with 5 touchdowns on 19 receptions. He's had a big day today.
Frank Beamer says he has a knack for getting open. He doesn't have a great time in the 40, but he finds the opening. Here's Poindexter finding the running tough Keith Bryant, making the play. But Virginia Tech now keeping the ball on the ground here, and the clock will move with Rutgers trailing by 12. The Rutgers defense.
Been on the field a lot today, Pat. Been on the field a long time.
They've stopped a couple of drives with interceptions by Malik Jackson, who intercepted one in the backfield, and Marshall Roberts, and they need another big play here. Here's DeShazo. Sneathen coming. Nearly picked off by Sean Williams, who went up in the air and almost pulled it down as it was intended for Antonio Freeman.
Shazo's a tough kid. He came off the bootleg action, came out here in the flat, and after he delivered the ball, he was delivered a shot by Sneathen. You'll see it right here as Sneathen hits him, and he comes up after. Big play defensively. Again, Rutgers defense, 3rd down and 7. Not a critical situation for him with 13:22 on the clock.
Campbell and Freeman are split to the left. Rutgers showing blitz, and DeShazo checks off. Options on the corner. Tony Kennedy, 1st down, Virginia Tech. And Bob, it looked like DeShazo read it and put him in the option.
Well, that's exactly what he did, Pat. You called it perfectly. He read the option, and what he does is he runs off his wide receiver. The cornerback, who's responsible for that guy getting the pitch, has to go off with him. By the time he comes off the block, they got a 1st down. Beautiful execution. I'll tell you, the story today, offensively, has been Maurice DeShazo. He's come alive today. He's come of age.
Here's the pitch again to Tony Kennedy. And a flag on the line of scrimmage. Jameel Jackson making the stop for Rutgers along with Ibrahim Washington. And there you have it. Holding signaled by Al Hines. That's a big penalty. Back the Hokies up to midfield.
By changing up the offense, running the option, having success throwing the football, scrambling himself.
Holding
he's put
on the offense. 10-yard penalty. Repeat 1st down.
He's put tremendous pressure on the Rutgers defense, which is already kind of confused because of injuries. You got to remember, they came into this game with a couple of guys injured. They lost 2 key people in their secondary, Bellamy and Geckler, and that has hurt them today. No question about it.
In the I formation on 1st and 19. The handoff to Joe Swarm, the fullback. And now Tech with the clock on their side, keeping it on the ground and keeping the clock moving. And Virginia Tech has been penalized 10 times today for 102 yards. Rutgers has been able to eliminate a number of mistakes. They've been penalized 4 times for just 30 yards. But they need another play here on defense and get the ball back with 12.5 left in the 4th quarter. DeShazo on the straight drop. Antonio Freeman streaking downfield, and DeShazo has to throw it away. Kelly Woodward had the coverage. Don't forget, not only college football here on NJN, but we've got college basketball ahead. Coming on December 1st, we'll tip off our PSE&G Game of the Week. Tuesday nights at 8. We'll begin with Seton Hall and Rider. The Pirates expected to be a top 10 team this year. Kevin Bannon and the Rider Bronx visiting Walsh Gymnasium in South Orange. That's coming December 1st here on NJN. Look at 3rd and 15. DeShazo puts it up. Malik Jackson, a 2nd interception. 3rd interception. Jackson out to the 40, the 50. Dragged down from behind by Mike Smith. But there's a flag, and it's going to go holding against Virginia Tech. Rutgers will decline it, and the homecoming crowd will have another highlight to add to their memory.
They sure will. That time DeShazo, he's got a 3rd down and about 14 to go, and he just throws this thing deep and throws it up for grabs. As you watch it, he just left, and he doesn't have anything behind it. This ball, as you look at it, you say, hey, that's going to be intercepted. And Malik Jackson just takes it away from Kelly Woodward and Marshall Roberts, and he waits and waits, picks up his blockers, and gets the ball over midfield. Big opportunity here for Rutgers. Plenty of time on that clock.
And Malik had to fight off 2 of his fellow Scarlet Knight defenders to make the interception. Ray Lucas at quarterback, and Lucas is sacked. Melendez Bird, as Lucas was spinning away, got him from the blind side and tripped him up.
And that's what they do to you. They change up their various blitzes. That time they brought the inside linebacker on the outside. Nobody picked him up. Ray Lucas never had a chance. Watch this from the top of the screen. Here's the fake action to the back. He's going to come out on the bootleg. Here comes 44. Great open field tackle on Lucas, and he takes a big loss, 12 yards.
Melendez Bird, who came into the game with 3 sacks and 59 tackles, and the senior from Hampton, Virginia, has had himself a day. Lucas avoiding the rush. He's tripped up. Eugene Mays, a reserve defensive lineman, a freshman from Alexandria. He's got the clean uniform, and he's got his first sack of the day.
See, Ray Lucas there has to stay in a little longer and wait for that pocket to form. That time he got out of there a little soon and then put pressure on himself, because now the rush got to him on the outside. 2 big plays by the defense on the part of Virginia Tech has chased Rutgers back 20 yards. They're looking down at 3rd and 30. What do you call? Tough call for the offensive coordinator, for the quarterback, for everybody.
But how about the quickness of Eugene Mays, 6'5", 280, a freshman, being able to bring Lucas down. Here's Lucas from the shotgun formation. Steps up in the pocket, looking for Garantano. Jimmy Garantano! First down, Rutgers! What do you call? You call the bomb to Garantano, who beats Stacy Henley. But wait, flag on the play. You got the line of scrimmage.
You got a penalty against Virginia Tech. They roughed Ray Lucas. So on top of this, you're going to get a personal foul call. What a catch by Garantano. Excuse me for jumping in, but that is a big play. That foul is going to give him extra yardage here. Watch this. This is just a great pass. He's trying to get the ball deep and hope that something might happen. Good coverage on the part of Virginia Tech as you see this ball come down. There's number 31, Henley. He goes up, but Garantano just takes it away from him and stays in bounds besides.
A 34-yard reception, but Ray Lucas is down on the field at the 43-yard line. Coach Doug Graber, trainer Don Kessler are all there now, and Lucas on his back.
He just got a late hit, and they caught him for it. And again, you talk about, I think there were 10 penalties up to this point for Virginia Tech. Those are the kind of penalties that kill you, and you make enough of those, you're going to lose a football game. But he made the delivery. Ray Lucas came up with the pass, and the veteran Garantano came up with a miraculous catch. Great catches today. Garantano there. We've seen 3 of them by Brantley under pressure. He's okay. That's important.
Good sign as Ray Lucas comes off. Don Kessler, Eric Nussbaum getting a little television time there, and now Bryan Fortay will come back in as Rutgers has the ball on the 21-yard line of Virginia Tech. 10:28 left in the 4th quarter. In what has been a wild contest. Now they'll send Avina out to the right. Walker and Brantley to the left. And Craig Mitter is in at running back. Mitter running behind Doug Kavulich on the right side. Picks up 4 yards on first down. Billy Swarm made the tackle. The junior from Mattawan, Craig Mitter. And that might be a good call, Bob, in keeping Forte, a little confidence, handing off the ball, getting him calm, getting him a couple of snaps in there, because he's had his problem putting it up for grabs. Brantley and Walker to the left. Mitter cuts it inside, down to the 15, stays on his feet, and fights for a Rutgers first down. Ken Brown made the stop, but Craig Mitter kept those powerful legs pumping and picked up a first down.
Watch this. They're going to come with the blitz. He reads the blitz. He just wants to find a little crack in that seam. He breaks it off to the right side. Good block there by number 81. That's Battaglia, and that gives him a chance to spin out. But what an individual effort on the part of Mitter. He's been doing it all day to get a first down.
The ball is resting right on the 10-yard line. Craig Mitter with the big day against Army, another one, 147 yards today. Forte, flush from the pocket, complete to Brantley, and Brantley gets out at the 8-yard line. He's tied a school record with 3 touchdown receptions today. And he's at it again.
When you get deep, you got the ball on the 10-yard line, you're running out of field, people playing man, you tight coverage, it's tough to get that opener. And that time they were lucky to get Brantley open on the sideline. At least they pick up a couple of yards and to stop the clock by getting out of bounds. But time is a factor now. Again, an opportunity here to score that they can't afford to pass.
6 receptions today for Chris Brantley. 103 yards. Fortay to Brantley. Can he break the school record? Oh, he got right to the flag with his foot, but he does not get in for the touchdown. What inches from a score.
What a great catch, though, Pat. I mean, a beautiful Fortay. You know, he throws that interception and he throws it up once in a while, but every once in a while he delivers a ball like this. You can't throw it any better than that. He puts it right on the outside for Brantley. He concentrates and really should have gotten the score. That was a poor mark. It looked to me like his left foot got in before his right foot was out of bounds.
He hit the flag with his foot. They'll mark it. 3rd and goal from inside the 1. Fortay to Mitter. Touchdown, Rutgers.
Great effort by that guy, number 33. He's had a big day, Mitter. Good job that time by Bryan Fortay. Made the pass that he had to make to Brantley to get him on the half-yard line. They get the score, 9:04. They're very much back in this ballgame.
Now Benistan. His point after try is good, and Rutgers is back within 5 points of Virginia Tech. 42-37 as we take another look, Bob.
Just hand the ball back to him, get it up inside, goes over the right side that time. He's running over Broadbent, Kavulich, and Scott Vaughn, the right tackle. Gets the score, big score for Rutgers, big score for the offense. And you can see they're right in this ball game. This is what it's all about.
28,432 enjoying themselves at Rutgers Stadium. We'll be right back.
Nobody covers New Jersey like NJN. No station cares about New Jersey like NJN. Why not support the station that makes programs like this possible? Call 1-609-530-5034 and make a pledge in support of NJN.
Tell you what, those cheerleaders do a push-up for every point scored today. They'll be in great shape. 79 points scored in this one as Benestad's kick goes into the end zone. Don't forget, coming up on NJN next Sunday morning, join us for Ivy League action as the Penn Quakers travel to Tigertown to take on Steve Tosh's in Princeton. The Tigers featuring explosive return man, explosive wide receiver Michael Lurch, who went 82 yards for a punt return touchdown against Harvard. Bob, he can fly, and the Tigers making a dash toward an Ivy League championship.
Should be playing with Virginia Tech the way he taunts people. He's good. He's great.
Penn and Princeton next week here on NJN, the New Jersey channel. Now DeShazo hands off to Tony Kennedy, the tailback, and he muscles down to the 24-yard line. Inside linebackers Todd Lane and Jameel Jackson combining on the stop.
Again, we're looking for a stop out of this defense. They can't afford to let Virginia Tech take too much time off this clock. There's plenty of time left, but a couple of first downs here could make it very difficult for Rutgers.
There's defensive call from coordinator Rich Rachel. Here's the delayed draw to Poindexter. Poindexter breaks a tackle of Sean Smith and gets out into Rutgers territory at the RU 45-yard line. Kelly Woodward made the stop, but Sean Smith had a chance earlier and missed him, and it's a 37-yard gain.
Just a draw play off a 2nd and long yardage, 2nd and 6, and they get good blocking up front, and this guy, who's tough to bring down, Poindexter, He's 4.7 average running the football thus far this season. He's had a big day today. Big play, get the ball up over midfield, good field position.
Here's the handoff to Tony Kennedy. Kennedy with a lot of room. 1 yard shy of a first down, and Kennedy is in the top 10 career scoring for the Hokies.
Rutgers defense again, if they have to just sit in there and play normally, they can't deliver the football for the offense. They've got to do different things up front. They look very tired. They've been on the field, and right now Virginia Tech is just putting it to them. And they miss people in the secondary. They definitely miss Bellamy and Geckler, particularly in their tackling ability in the open field.
Rivers in motion. Here's Kennedy. Kennedy gets into the secondary. Marshall Roberts finally drags him down at the 14-yard line. It was Roberts or 6.
It's hard to believe this. They're just running through him like the defense is not coming off the blocks and just going after him. But nothing fancy.
23-yard gain off the 37-yard gain moments ago by Tony Kennedy. From the I formation now. This is Kennedy again, behind a wall of blockers on the left side. Knocked out of bounds by Jameel Jackson at the 5-yard line. Tony Kennedy has turned it up. 73 yards now on 14 carries. And Rick Rachel would love to have Mike Spitzer in there at nose tackle. They've missed him on that front line.
And you can see the frustration in both those faces there, not being able to come up with the big play, knowing you're so close.
Second and a long one. DeShazo. Hands off to Poindexter, who went in untouched for the score. They ran the option, and Mark Poindexter was the first option on it, and he went in for the touchdown.
It's too easy. Unfortunate, too, because they had the momentum, they had the crowd, they had the enthusiasm, but they lost it there as Virginia Tech just put their ears back and took it to him. And what a drive. Poindexter with 2 big runs in that series to get him into the end zone.
Ryan Williams trying to tack on one more. He does. And the Hokies leading Rutgers 49-37 with 7:50 left.
You watch Poindexter just take the ball from the fullback, follows number 54, his right guard, McMahon, into the end zone for the score. And as you described it, Pat, untouched, big play, big score. Virginia Tech back in front by 12 points.
Well, they missed this man, the nose tackle from New Jersey, Mike Spitzer. You can see he'd love to be out there as Tech kicks off. Bailey, 1 yard deep. He'll bring it out. Bill Bailey tripped up at the 14-yard line. Dwayne Knight made the stop and upended Bill Bailey, and there's a flag on the play. Yet another touchdown. A scoring summary for the Hokies is 6 plays going 80 yards. They did it on the ground, and Poindexter capped it with a 5-yard touchdown. We might be talking about scoring. Good.
Holding on the offense, going to run back.
So Rutgers is going to take over off the holding penalty, backed up to their own 7-yard line. Rutgers scored 79 points against Kings Point back in '49. Penn State came in and scored 54 on them back in '53. A lot of points in this one. Here's the handoff, and not much for Bruce Presley. Doug Graber came into the game at 4-3. He said these next 4 games and how well our defense plays will really define how we do. But you know what? The defense is beginning beat here, but the offense certainly hasn't helped today, turning the ball over time and time again.
Plenty of opportunities for them. They've looked spectacular at times, and they look terrible at other times, and that's been the inconsistency today. But defensively, they've really been put in the barrel because their secondary has been injured more. Oh, boy.
Fortay gets away, completes it. Oh, what a catch by Mario Henry as Stacy Henley delivered the blow just as the ball arrived.
Again, he had to lay it up to him. He had to hope for him to come open. You hate to do that to a receiver, but give credit to Henry for concentrating enough to catch this ball knowing he was going to take a hit. And he got a hit right there. But he got the first down and kept this thing going.
Here's another look as Henley says hello to Super Mario. First and 10, Rutgers from their own 25-yard line. Fortay with Broadbent picking up a block, looking downfield for Garantano. And it's Henley again, a second straight play as he bats it away from Garantano.
Good job by Henley. Henley ran with him, kept good position, and found the football. Once that ball was coming, he looked for it and made the play on it. You know, you can't say enough about scheduling. We talked about this early on. Virginia Tech has played some tough games. These kids have played, this team has played against some good people, and it shows up under pressure, particularly offensively. When they've had pressure on them, they've come back when Rutgers brought the score close. 2 times. Just before the half, they got a key touchdown, and just now with this score to make it 49-37.
On 2nd and 10, Fortay to Presley. And Presley turns a desperation play into a first down. Fortay did a great job to get away from the rush and deliver it to Presley, and Bruce Presley made it happen after he caught the ball.
Great effort by Fortay. He was under pressure. He was being held on to. It looked like he was going down, but he knew where his outlet was, that being 44. Presley got it to him, and Presley, with his natural open field running, got a first down.
The clock moving. 6:16. Rutgers will go with triple receivers to the left. Fortay avoiding Basham, but he won't avoid the hit. P.J. Preston chased him down, and George Del Rico made the tackle.
Great open field speed. P.J. Preston, a junior out of Martinsville, Virginia. Excellent player. 4 sacks in this game. That's another one. 4 sacks this season coming into this game. 55 tackles this year. Very active outside linebacker.
Now Fortay wants to play quickly. Garantano goes out. Avina comes in. He's going with Eddie Walker, Chris Brantley, and Lance Avina. Deployed to the top of the screen. Looking downfield, Fortay.
That's interference.
Was intended for Eddie Walker, who's looking around and won't get a flag. Kirk Alexander.
That was interference. The ball was thrown a little bit short, but he had to come back for the ball, and he was banged. You watch this now as Fortay makes a great delivery here. He's under a lot of pressure. Watch him come back for the football as he comes back. Look at the bump there. That's interference. Got to be.
Instead, it will be 3rd and 15. 5:22 left here in the 4th quarter. Garantano and Walker are split to the right. Avina to the left. Here comes the Hokies. Fortay avoids the sack, gets away, first down. Bryan Fortay hesitated, pulled it down, and rushed 17 yards to pick up a first down. A clutch play for the junior from East Brunswick.
Great effort here, Fortay. Look at the pressure on the top of the screen. There's pressure inside. They really come with you, come with people inside and out. He breaks that tackle of Jerome Preston. He gets out of bounds. Just enough for the first down, stops the clock.
Fortay and Lucas, Lucas and Fortay, 2 talented quarterbacks for the Rutgers Scarlet Knights. They both had a hand in this one today. Here's Bruce Presley with a hole. Presley down to the 30, the 27-yard line. A 22-yard gain as Henley and Alexander combine for the tackle, and Rutgers rips off a big one.
Big play, good call by the offense that time. As you will see, the ball is just handed back to him. This is the play that's been working for him. And Presley just finds the opening. Good block up front from his center Broadbent and also from the guards, Schifoni and Kavulich. Give him a chance to get upfield, get another first down.
And now Craig Minter comes in at running back, giving Bruce Presley a chance to catch his breath. There's Forte looking for Garantano, who had to adjust. He was breaking to the left. He came back to the right and could not make the catch. Kirk Alexander had the coverage, and Jim Garantano is still down in the end zone.
What a job Virginia Tech has done on the perimeter in putting pressure on the Rutgers quarterbacks. Every time they roll out, there's somebody chasing him down or getting up in their face, and that's another example of it. Forte got outside, but he knew the pressure was there, and he just had to throw it as best he could, and he threw it to the wrong side of Garantano. But that's happened all day because Virginia Tech has very mobile people on the corner in Preston and Ken Brown, and their linebacker, whenever they bring him, Melendez-Bird, to put that kind of pressure on you.
Jim Garantano coming to the sidelines. He's got 6 passes for 87 yards today. 2nd and 10 for Rutgers. Forte just gets it off as the clock expired. Forte to Eddie Walker. Complete inside the 10-yard line as Forte delivered a strike to the redshirt freshman from Woodbury, Eddie Walker.
And you just can't say enough about these Rutgers receivers. Another great catch, this time by Walker in the face of Kirk Alexander, the free safety, who's an outstanding football player. He just takes this ball away. Watch this pass. It's right there. Watch number 36. He's got good position on him, but Walker is the guy that comes up with the play. That's concentration. Beautiful job.
Eddie Walker came into the game with 3 catches for 34 yards. He scored his first touchdown against Army as Rutgers goes 1st and goal. Triple receivers left. Lance Avina with a great block from Garantano on Stacy Henley. Gets in for his 2nd touchdown. Never say die for the Scarlet Knight attack today, Bob.
Great play. Lance Avina, the junior out of Berwick, Pennsylvania. That time it was the pick play. 3 receivers to one side, 2 came down. They ran him underneath. They picked the defenders, got him the football. Good block, as you described it, in the end zone. Got him in the score. And with 4:19 on the clock, it's still very much a ball game.
Benestad. It's up. It's good. The Scarlet Knights are again within 5 points for the 3rd time this afternoon.
Lance Avina, a kid when he was recruited 3 years ago out of Berwick, Pennsylvania, they felt they got one of the best receivers in the state. He catches this ball. There's the block downfield by number 19.
No, Garantano.
Excuse me, Garantano. 18 makes the block, 19 makes the catch. Watch this. There's the catch. Watch Garantano's block in the end zone. Permits him to get in the corner for the score. And it's a 5-point differential with 4:19 on the clock.
Tell you what, these Rutgers fans have got to go away from homecoming. They got every penny out of those tickets. We'll take a break and come right back. About Lance Avina making all those catches at Berwick. The quarterback was Jake Kelchner, who's now injured for the West Virginia Mountaineers, underwent surgery this week. Mountaineers losing a very strong player in Kelchner. As we may have an onside kick for the Scarlet Knights. Virginia Tech with 10 defenders up and a pooch it. It's fielded by Steve Sanders, a wide receiver at the 33-yard line, and there's also a flag down just about where Sanders caught the ball. Will wait.
But excuse me, Pat, but I think he was down. They may hit him for you know, sort of a spearing or a tackle late against Rutgers. This penalty could go against Rutgers.
There's the scoring summary. They went 93 yards on 11 plays, and it was Forte to Avina. Avina's 2nd touchdown reception of the season. Talk about points. They had 96 points as Rutgers played RPI back in 1915. And it's going to go against
The light ball
Rutgers.
foul. Tech, fair catcher, 15 yards. down.
I didn't see that a fair catch. I thought he just caught the ball over his shoulder and went down.
So instead of Graber having the Hokies on their own 33, they go out to the 46-yard line and take over. DeShazo to Tony Kennedy. Kennedy this time is stopped on the left side by that Rutgers defense. They gang tackled.
Rutgers has 3 timeouts remaining, and let's see how they try to utilize this down the road here.
4 minutes left, down by 5, and they need a stop from Rich Rachel's defense.
55. Todd Lane is coming to the sideline. It looks like he's holding his shoulder. It's been a long afternoon for those guys. They've had to play double duty because of the penalties and also the injuries they've had this year.
Rivers in motion from the I formation. I'll hand off to Kennedy. Kennedy looking for running room. Very close to a first down, about a yard short. Jameel Jackson and Doug Atkins.
They call a timeout here, Rutgers. Interesting call with 3rd down and 1 coming up, but excellent running by number 33, Tony Kennedy. He just weaves his way, looks for a little seam, and then puts the pressure on. Very tough to bring down. And you know, he came in with over 2,000 career rushing yards himself, Tony Kennedy, out of Bladensburg, Maryland.
There's Jameel Jackson, the junior who makes the defensive calls. Malik's brother, older brother. And now Doug Graber will call the defense over to the sidelines. Rich Rachel, Doug Graber, Arnold Jeter, the defensive line coach. They'll all try to mount some inspiration here with 3:31 left, facing 3rd and 1, and they need to get the ball back into the offense's hands. We'll take a break back at RU Stadium in just a moment. DeShazo handing off to Kennedy.
It'll be close.
They may have stopped him. It depends on the spot. Atkins was there.
They stopped him.
But will they take another crack at it?
Well, it's
on
going to be
4th and inches.
It's a call for Frank Beamer. Here it is. DeShazo wants to go for it, that's for sure, and he's going to let him. They figure they come this far, up by 5, 3 minutes left in the game, go get the first down. He's also going to take the clock down on him, which is a very important move.
They're on their feet here at Rutgers Stadium. Listen to the crowd on 4th and 1.
What's happening, Pat, is he is taking the clock down as far as he could before calling a timeout.
And he's done it. Ray Lucas, who engineered a touchdown drive in Virginia Tech, now calls timeout. It's a chess match. Frank Beamer and Doug Graber.
They've got to beat him with a touchdown.
Poindexter and Kennedy are the running backs from the I formation. The handoff to Poindexter. It's close.
I don't think he got it, Pat. I think they stopped him just as he was ready to vault the line. What an effort by the Rutgers defense.
Bob, we're standing right about on the 43-yard line where the ball's placed, and I'd have to agree with you. And they're going to bring the chains out. Meanwhile,
gave the ball to the fullback. Little spin action as you look at Doug Graber going through, rehearsing what's going to happen here for Forte if they came up short. And as he tried to vault the line, the middle of the Rutgers defense was there to meet him. A great effort on the part of the defense, but they didn't make it. Frank Beamer decided to do it because he felt if he made it, he had time on the clock. He was going to be in great shape. If he doesn't, he's going to force Rutgers. Has to go at 2:46 and get a touchdown to beat him. They can't beat him unless they score a touchdown.
This Rutgers Stadium has erupted. 28,432, 7th largest crowd in the stadium's long history. Rutgers takes over, down by 5, 2:46 left from their own 44-yard line. Forte from the shotgun. Quickly to Garantano. Garantano was coming inside. The pass went toward the sidelines.
They were looking to curl him back to the football that time, but Forte, I think, sensed the pressure. Now they're coming after him. They came with 6 people that time, and he just delivered the ball a little soon. Got to be cool here. Now you're under pressure. And There's a lot of pressure on a lot of people in this. Right next to us in this booth, there's a lot of pressure on this offensive coordinator, Stan Parrish, to make those calls.
There they are. Jamison standing, Stan Parrish sitting there. 2nd and 10. Intercepted by Kirk Alexander. It was intended for Lance Avina. 7 turnovers for the Rutgers offense today.
Man-for-man coverage. Man-for-man coverage. Alexander manned up on Lance Avina, just came across the formation with him and took the ball away. Great effort. Coming into this ball game, the Rutgers staff said they've got 2 outstanding players in the secondary. Kirk Alexander at safety and Drakeford at corner, and we've seen those guys make a lot of plays today. There they are, both of them.
The 6th interception thrown by a Rutgers quarterback today. Forte has thrown 5 interceptions. Ray Lucas with 1. And that one may have put the nail in the coffin with 2:37 left. DeShazo pitching to Kennedy. Kennedy with Marshall Roberts blitzing, tripped him up. Sean Williams was there to assist. As they brought Roberts, and Marshall Roberts signals for the timeout with 2:28 left. Let's take a look at the interception, Bob.
Here you see it. He's waiting for Avina to come across the middle, just dragging him underneath, but foot for foot with him. Step for step is Kirk Alexander, number 36, the senior linebacker out of Bowie, Maryland, and he just takes it away from him. Great effort, great defensive play, and that's the way these guys play defense. They put pressure on you, they play tight coverage, and they're willing to go after it, and they did it today.
And Alexander really outfought Avina to the ball as the ball passed past Avina and into the hands of Alexander.
As you look at the clock, there's 2:28 left. Virginia Tech looking at a 2nd down and 12. Rutgers with 1 timeout remaining.
Rutgers playing for everything in this game at 4-3 if they're to continue and keep their bowl hopes alive. There's Kennedy. Gets away from Sean Williams in the backfield and gets back to the line of scrimmage. Andrew Beckett made the stop and another timeout with 2:21 left. Rutgers has to try to pull something out here. Really, they'd have to win 4 straight to go 8-3. A loss today would put them at 4-4 with 3 games remaining, 3 tough games against one particularly against West Virginia. Of course, Temple not playing well, but Cincinnati so-so. Let's take a look at the remaining Rutgers schedule.
It's been an unusual football game. Offensively, they've done some spectacular things, and then at the same time, you look at the number of turnovers they've had, interceptions that have kept them off the scoreboard, and defensively, they struggled all afternoon to try and contain this Virginia Tech offense.
3rd and 9, Rivers in motion to DeShazo. Hands off to Kennedy. Rutgers stops him. Andrew Beckett, the junior from Barrington out of Haddon Heights High School, makes another stop. And now 4th down for Virginia Tech.
And Rutgers will get the ball back probably with about a minute and 30 to 40 seconds on the clock.
Bryan Forte hoping he's got one touchdown left today.
Now what they're doing is taking that clock all the way down again, and probably will take a timeout. This is Virginia Tech, and probably pooch the kick up and try and keep it from going into the end zone.
And that's what they do. They take the delay of game. So there is 1 minute and 41 seconds left. Frank Beamer trying to end a 4-game winless streak. The Hokies were tied on a last-second field goal by North Carolina State, a top 25 team, 13-13. And Beamer hoping that his Hokies can come away with something and improve to 2-2 in the Big East. As you look at Robbie Cauley. And let's see what Rutgers does as they send 10 men to the line of scrimmage, and Marshall Roberts is back to receive at his own 15-yard line. Colley gets it away, and Roberts will field at the 18-yard line. Marshall Roberts gets out of bounds at the 22-yard line. So here we go. With 1:32 left, Rutgers trailing Virginia Tech 49-44. Bryan Fortay leads Doug Graber's offense onto the field.
Rutgers, first and 10, from his own 22.
Bryan Fortay has thrown some outstanding passes today. He's also thrown some interceptions. Rutgers with 4 receivers in the game. Fortay with time. He's got to throw it to Presley. It's complete to Presley. Presley would have been better off to drop the ball. And Fortay can't take a sack with no timeouts left and the clock moving.
That's right. He did the best he could that time. He stepped up, got hit, bounced back, and was going off. And just threw the ball up to number 45, Presley.
1:08 left. You see the time. Fortay to Garantano out in the left flat, and Jim Garantano steps out of bounds at the 28-yard line. It'll stop the clock with 1 minute and 1 second left.
Got to get a first down here. Got to get a first down. And looking to go upfield. Eventually they will, but they've got to get the first down. Give himself another at least 3 downs to throw.
Jim Garantano, Rutgers' all-time leading receiver. A senior from Lodi, New Jersey. They've got the burners in. Garantano, Walker, Henry, and Brantley. Presley is the running back. 3rd down, 4 to go. Fortay throws to Presley, well behind the line of scrimmage, and Presley will have to make a move. He's got the first down. The clock will stop while the chains move. Bruce Presley made it happen, and Fortay got away from the pressure.
What determination on the part of Presley. 3 guys around him. There was no way he wasn't going to get the first down. Great effort.
They're signaling the plays in from the sidelines. Fortay from the shotgun formation. Has to be careful. It's complete to Mario Henry, but that doesn't do anything for them. He's stopped by Ken Brown, and the clock moves. Now Rutgers has to try to get the clock stopped here quickly. They can ground the ball. Instead, they're going for the play. There's your time left in the contest. Fortay going deep for Garantano. Tipped.
Oh, incomplete.
They haven't called it yet. Let's see. Incomplete. Incomplete. P.J. Preston was downfield. Tyrone Drakeford was there for the coverage as well, along with Kirk Alexander. So now Rutgers facing a 3rd and 7 with 14 seconds left on the clock.
Well, again, Virginia Tech playing back, giving them plenty of room, keeping things in front of them. Very hard to get deep against this. You just got to hope you get something that happens. Somebody breaks down.
And Virginia Tech spends its last timeout. So now the Hokies are out of timeouts. And everyone on their feet here in Rutgers Stadium awaiting. 1 play, maybe 2.
Well, Pat, I want to tell you, this is a frustrating afternoon if you're on the short side of this score. But you look up on that board, we've had some incredibly exciting moments in this ballgame. Just tough on Rutgers because they gave away some opportunities. But that Virginia Tech team did not quit, and when they had to offensively today, they really delivered and got the scores they needed. Just before the half, they went and got a touchdown, and really that ending just before the half had a lot to do with the ending of this football game because Rutgers was within reach, and they turned around and went off 12 points down.
Doug Graber telling his guys, get downfield. And you're right, Bobby. Rutgers was down 28-7. They battled back. They're down 28-20. And then a DeShazo to Bo Campbell touchdown. Late in the second quarter made it 35-23. That's the way it was at the half. Big swing. Presley, the running back. 4 receivers for the Knights. Forte puts it up, looking for Mario Henry. He catches it at the 15-yard line. 7 seconds left on the clock. Mario Henry, the sophomore from Medford, New Jersey.
He's got to
And
kill
now
the ball.
The clock will stop as the chains move downfield. What a finish at Rutgers Stadium. They're waiting for the officials. They've tangled up the chains back on the Hokie side of the field. Now Al Hines has to take a timeout. The chains got caught up with the coach's headset system over there. They're all tangled up. And now Doug Graber, the longest 7 seconds of his Rutgers career. Forte grounds it with 5 seconds left.
Okay, what else can you say? It comes down to this one play. Maybe 2, but one play.
Bryan Forte, the junior from East Brunswick.
And I know they know exactly what they want here. As we look over at Stan Parrish, he knows exactly what he wants here. It's just a matter of execution. Great effort.
They're going to send triple receivers to the right. Garantano, Henry, and Brantley. 5 seconds left. Rutgers down by 5. Forte looking for Brantley in the end zone. He got it! Down Rutgers! Rutgers wins! Rutgers wins! You should see that story. It's a mob scene at Rutgers Stadium. The Scarlet Knights on Chris Brantley's record-setting 4th touchdown of the game. Defeat Virginia Tech. What a scene at RU Stadium. No time left on the clock. Forte to Chris Brantley. And the fans are storming the Scarlet Knights.
Unbelievable ending. You could almost feel it was going to happen when they made that, the catch that was made down here by Walker. That was the key.
Forte went downfield on the play you're speaking of to Mario Henry. And then Chris Brantley on a very similar pattern to the touchdown they scored on earlier. Makes the touchdown catch. Oh, I don't think they're going to kick the extra point here.
No, I don't think they are either. They should, though. They have to. The official makes that judgment.
Going to be hard to clear the field.
What can you say? It's just incredible football game. And give a lot of credit to that kid right there. He had a tough afternoon at times, but he made some incredible deliveries. Got the ball right there. That pass was perfectly thrown in the corner of the end zone. And if Brantley concentrates as he does all day today, makes the catch, and they win the ball game. Incredible.
Bryan Forte fought through adversity. He'd been picked off.
Look at these guys.
But he came back and kicked it and hit the touchdown.